Rob says, "Do the stabby stabby. Doot doot. Your mother was a hamster."
My mother was not a hamster. Clifford's may have been, I do not know. Hello everyone and welcome to this Glasgow 2024 Twitch stream. We are Let's Roll Hell and Highwater and this is session 2 of our campaign. We are playing a 5e Dungeons and Dragons game as per the last session, and this whole campaign is going to be 5e. I'm not going to randomly switch editions.
Well, we're not just going to start Pathfinder?
Nicely doing Game of Dread just in the middle.
Blades of the Dark Heist campaign?
I'm totally up for the
Same
one
handles.
shot. Let's roll one shots, but we're not doing that in the middle of my campaign that I have spent a long time building.
Alright, fair enough.
Yes, thank you so much all for tuning in today, and we hope that you will stay with us for the length of this session. However, it will be available online at a later date to watch, should you desire. We are playing on behalf of Glasgow 2024, the Worldcon that is occurring in Glasgow in 2024, funnily enough, at the SEC. We really hope you could all join us there in August 2024. So if you'd like to become a member of Glasgow 2024, you can hit the link that's in our comments now and join us. You can pay for a membership outright, or we even have a, it's not interval, what's the right word?
Oh.
Installment plan.
Installment.
So you don't have to pay it all at once to try and ease the load of the membership costs. We would be very excited to have you if you can make it, but we're ecstatic to have you here today. And with that, Fan fun, thank you. We are also taking donations while we're doing the stream towards our fan fund, which is a fund to try and help fans attend Glasgow 2024 who couldn't otherwise afford to. So if you want to donate a little bit of money while we're playing, there are some QR codes on the screen that you can use to donate a little bit of cash that will help underprivileged fans make it to Worldcon, which would be awesome.
I think it's just for general science fiction conventions, not Worldcon, because we used it for SMOFCon.
We did, yes.
We used it for SMOFCon, so general science fiction.
General science fiction. But with that, we're going to jump into our D&D session. And the first thing I'm going to do is hand it over to you guys to ask for a very, very quick, concise recap of the last session.
3 words or less.
We got a dog.
You have three
There's
minutes.
4, but like I think it
We
worked.
got dog.
We got dog.
Go.
What did you say the timer was?
3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
And that started?
Yes.
Okay. I'll stop winding you up there.
Yeah, sure. Why not the almighty god of your session?
Well, my character's not making it out of this one. And my character, we opened on this young man, a member of the Order of the Knights of Ash, named Adolin, as he had a brief morning conversation with a spirit guide of sorts of his in the Temple of Torm, in the city of Dusthelm, in the world of the Sapphire Coast.
Which is shaped like a cool.
No interruptions during the recap. I'm going to go with that.
And he had a job appraisal. And the other 2 members of our party, Kai and Polly, we picked up with in the middle of a mimosa brunch.
We were
I believe
drinking.
It was.
It was great.
At the inn that the party was based in. And following the brunch, we went to meet a contact of the Light Ravens, one Ersho Hugin, a silver dragonborn, who offered the group a job, given their wonderful performance in a previous job. Was willing to take us on again to visit the island of Little Shark in the town of Cliffnook, where a priest at the Temple of Torm had been incommunicado. No, Temple of Talos. Thank you. And was willing to pay handsomely for us to do so. Had arranged transport. We visited the docks. Captain Smudge of the Leaky Tub provided transport out from Dusthelm across the bay to Little Shark, and warned us about the harpies that we ended up encountering on the way.
It's fine, we lived.
Mostly.
A fight broke out, and all but one of the crew lived to tell the tale.
Rip Denny.
And they were ceremoniously buried at sea. And arriving at Cliffnook late that afternoon, the islanders were as hostile as we'd been led to believe, and we learned almost nothing from them, except that people had been going missing up at the Temple of Talos, There were evil spirits on the march up there, and none of the other townsfolk dared to go that way.
Other than one person's wife.
And naturally, that's exactly where we went. And upon arriving there, we fought the reanimated remains of the acolytes of the temple, a strange golem construct of earth and coffins and bones, which nearly ate Kai alive with their big coffin arm. But we triumphed and found in the main body of the church a ghost, the spirit of Sister Frida, the priestess we had come to find, and the zombified body of a pirate from the Bloody Kraken gang. Disposing of these enemies and investigating the temple, we found a lovely stained glass window depicting 3 religious relics, a trident, a cup, and a sword, which we could tell very little about. The trident may have been an artifact of Talos, the cup of the cosmos was a separate one. And investigating the basement, we found the body of poor Sister Frida, who had been killed by trespassers who had also knocked through a wall in the basement, revealing a hidden chamber beyond, with a conspicuously empty pedestal and a ring of protective runes. There was nothing left to be found in there, apart from hiding under the bed in the basement was a small ethereal creature that looked an awful lot like a Labrador.
A Labrador puppy.
Who really took to the party, and we decided to name Clifford, given that we found him in the village of Cliffnook. We left the temple with a lot more questions than answers, a new friend in tow, and we're headed back to the Leaky Tub and Captain Smudge to spend the night, as the villagers had made it very clear we couldn't stay in the town.
Yes. So picking up from there, I believe you all had completed your long rest, but we are going to briefly jump to Kai during their watch, because you divided the watch between the 3 of you, and by watch I mean making sure Clifford didn't dive over the side of the boat.
There could have been more harpies.
There could have been.
And there were those weird boats
Yeah, we were
that
keeping an eye
Sister
out.
Frida had been seeing.
Suspicious traffic in the waters.
Yes.
But we're going to jump to Kai first. So everybody else is asleep. You took last watch, I believe,
Yes.
from what I remember. So gazing out across the sea, I imagine Kai is brought a lot of peace by it. The sea's quite calm, the sun hasn't risen yet, but there is a bit of light to the sky as the sun is getting close. So I imagine sitting on top of the leaky tub with like Clifford settled down, like fast asleep with his head on your boot kind of thing is quite peaceful, and you might even have got the fishing rod out for a little bit kind of thing. But you know the sun will rise soon, and the leaky tub is just gently bobbing in the tide and pushing off of the dock in a really nice settling rhythmic way. Then as the morning light begins to warm up the sky and your eyes adjust to the colour again, your gaze shifts south again. There's that pit of unease in your stomach as you remember the sense of wrongness and corruption. The sea that looks as peaceful as it's ever been to you, but there's no bird song. There's no leaping fish, common in these parts. There's no sign of another living thing. And that's when you feel that presence against your mind again. Do you want to resist?
No.
No. Okay. There is a brief moment of panic as this presence enters your mind again, but it's familiar. It's uncomfortable, but familiar. And then the cold seeps in and the images become a stream into you. You see a shark deep in the ocean, only in shades of grey as the light doesn't reach this far down into the ocean, and it is fleeing. It's fleeing north. It's swimming as fast as it can with panic and erratic movements. It's not smooth, sleek, guided predator that you're used to in this kind of animal. It is panicked. Though you cannot see anything behind it, you can feel through the shark's senses something is chasing it. Something huge and dark, and it is gaining on the shark. You can feel the shark pushing itself. It's exhausted. It's been running, swimming for hours. trying to get away from this, twisting from side to side in sheer terror, and it's glancing back to try and work out what is behind, and you see these flashes of a hulking shape, tentacles, powerful fins, deep red eyes, and then back in your own senses, gasping. You see Clifford lifts his head and looks up at you and whines slightly.
Bit the dog.
He looks at you with like big eyes and little ears like pressed back against his head, kind of like snuzzles you. But yes, the rest of your watch continues uneventfully.
Cool.
What were you doing to that shark?
Nothing.
Okay.
Not food.
You all wake up in the morning, gather on the top deck. Lee doesn't do a huge breakfast or anything like that, but there are rations passed around, fresh water, that kind of thing, enough to keep everybody going. What do you want to do today?
We got 3 things on the docket, right?
We
Do we?
didn't tell anybody in the town what we found up at the temple yet.
No,
We
yeah.
kind of just skirted on the way back
Just
to
could
the
have
ship.
left.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably tell them.
Like,
Okay.
we didn't die. Also,
Hmm.
everyone else did.
Yes.
Mm.
Tell that guy his wife is dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd agreed that Kai was going to do that.
No.
Okay, so what is happening? We heading up into town?
What was the third thing?
I want to go back and
Oh, yeah.
pinch some books on herbalism because I realised that might be handy.
From the basement of the
Yes.
temple, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Adolin was going to go talk to the mayor.
Okay.
Just to let an authority figure know that
Yeah.
your temple was full of zombies and everybody's dead and we think we fixed the problem.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
Do we want
Mm.
to, like, I know I joked about splitting the party, but we can just do this all together because you never know. These hostile townspeople could destroy us.
Nope, decisions have been made.
Oh, okay, it's too late.
Who wants to go first?
Where are we going? Where am I going?
I think you're talking to someone's husband.
I was not.
I was bullying them into that. I don't think that Kai would actually be as willing.
Do you want to talk to the mayor or?
I'll go talk to the mayor.
Okay, so you two are talking to the mayor.
Well, I'll talk to Kyoga's husband then and tell him
I
that...
mean, we can both talk to the mayor.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that first then. You head back up into town. What is your plan for Clifford? Because he is following you.
And he still looks ethereal and blue.
Yes.
Can he stay on the boat? Can we get him to stay?
How are you going to get him to stay?
Don't know how dogs work.
Begging.
We'll talk to him
Uh-huh.
in Celestial, which he seems to respond to,
Mm-hmm.
and leave some... Did he
Food?
take food from us before?
He didn't eat it. He just kind of,
Shredded it.
yeah.
Oh. Well, let's find like the most affable crew member.
To shred.
No,
to,
anyway.
to play with Clifford.
Right, okay.
Give them some food and some toys from him, and we'll try and tell Clifford to like stay on the boat, stay with this person, they'll look after you.
Okay. You can quite clearly see Clifford is not happy about this. He does not want to leave you guys.
Aww.
You'll be back in a couple of hours. Most. We'll be back soon. Oh, don't know.
But he, like Lee would be like, I can play with it then?
Yeah, we're coming back. We just need
Yeah.
him to stay here.
He's just a dog.
Alright.
He's just a dead
And
dog.
like at that point, like Clifford would sneeze and appear on a different part of the boat, and you'd
Just
see Lee be like,
dead.
Here for a certain amount of here. Not
"Alright,
in the town.
alright, I'll do my best, but it sneezes and disappears."
It's as
Yeah.
if he's never seen a dead teleporting dog before.
I know.
I'm not convinced Clifford's dead. He looks a bit like a ghost, but...
Okay.
Does he exist on this plane?
That's a really good question.
Is he just like astral projecting?
Okay, jumping to Kai and Adolin then. You're heading into town to talk to the mayor.
Mayor first.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, talking to the mayor. Yeah?
Yes. Do you want to take lead on this?
Sure.
Yeah, go on. I'll take the grieving husband that doesn't yet know he's grieving.
I mean, I think he's pretty aware. His wife's been missing for a while in the place where nobody ever came back.
Yeah.
But you know, confirmation. Was it Dowig? Is that how you say it?
Dowig is the
Yeah.
mayor.
Mm.
Cool. Go find Mayor Dowig / clan leader.
Hmm.
Yes, that would. Those are both appropriate terms for them. Yes. You're aware that their residence and office and
Yes,
the central hub of the village.
Back to the pub.
the pub. Yes, the
/
community centre.
The community centre that has a pub.
Yes, and a creche.
Town hall, school,
Yeah. Okay.
The building.
the building.
So moving through the town of Cliffnook again, you get a lot of looks from everyone, as everyone clearly knows you are not from here. But nobody stops you. So you enter the community centre. It's that lovely long building with the fire pit and everything again. And you can see Dowage in one of the corners chatting to someone.
Cool. Is it like chatting or like a meeting chatting? Is it clear?
I wouldn't have said so. There is a pint of something on the table
That means
and like
nothing.
bits of food, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not an important meeting.
Stand near and try and gauge if it's an important meeting, and if they're just chatting, like come up, and if it's a meeting, we can wait until they're done.
Okay, I think
Would
as,
an
That seems
insight-
polite.
Would
Yeah.
an insight check reveal anything about the nature of this meeting?
I think as you approach, Dowage would look up and with like questioning eyes and still look at you.
Cool. Approach.
Hmm.
So
Morning.
yeah, we went up to morning. We went up to the church.
Oh, aye.
The zombies.
Oh.
Yeah. We killed them all.
Oh.
There is now nobody at the church. Sorry.
I'm afraid the acolytes and the priestess are all dead. Hmm.
When we got there.
When you got there.
Hence.
They were already
Zombies.
zombies and a ghost.
Right.
Yeah.
So those will be the things Blaine's seen.
Yeah. There was also a ghost.
Hmm.
Right.
But we've dealt with it, so it's safe to go back up there.
They're not just gonna keep rising.
Don't think so. We've not done zombies before, but we don't think so.
Maybe best to go cautiously.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll a religion check, please?
Did zombies come back?
16.
16. Zombies don't come back. You
Good,
notice.
good.
Okay. The zombies won't be getting back up.
Good.
Hmm.
Good.
Good. The bodies are still up there. Did you bury them? Burn them?
We weren't really sure what you would want to do with them, so they're still there.
Cool.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
You may bury them as your tradition permits.
Thank you.
And you will need a new staff for the temple.
That will be problematic.
Hmm. Are there any stories about that temple? Its history, its founding, how long it's been here?
Ooh, it's ancient.
Hmm.
Much longer than we've had written history of this place. I think the temple came first.
No.
Hmm.
Cliffnook's it's an old village, but it's not as old as the temple as far as I'm aware.
Do you know what the sword was in the stained glass? None of us recognized it. I don't know, maybe he goes to church.
You roll a better religion check than us.
Yeah.
Almost sounds like.
I'm not sure, to be honest. It's not anything I
Mystery.
know of Talos, as it were. And he's the main religion around here, so
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
might be something from another god. It might just be a sword. We don't know who built the temple, so we don't know who commissioned the glass, as it were.
Hmm. Interesting. Just something we happened to notice while we were up there. Hmm.
It's beautiful stained glass. We were lucky to have it.
Hmm.
Do you know who had been up to the temple recently? Just there seemed to be some things stolen when we got there.
Stolen.
Yeah. In the basement there was like the wall was blown out and there was an empty pedestal. So
Blown out.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Well, I know Hilna went up there because her sister
Yeah.
worked at the temple. Glenn got close. I don't know if he actually went up to the temple.
Before that?
People went up and down to the temple.
Any
Alright.
strangers?
We don't get a lot of strangers around here. Lee's about the only one that comes through at any regularity.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have anything else to ask him?
Have a good day.
You too. Sorry
yourself.
about your loss. I don't know how close you are with any of them.
Thank you.
We would probably think to do anything with the bodies that we just sort of left decapitated or whatever in the church grounds.
I had already had a thought about. I mean, she's not going to do anything to them,
But just like, lie them neatly or something, and not just where they fell.
We shall circle to that in a moment.
Yeah, I
Are
could.
you doing the husband as
Your
well?
husband?
Are you doing the husband?
Yes.
Okay.
We're doing the
Why
husband.
do we have to phrase it like that?
Because I'm not good with that kind of thing.
Mm.
Who's taking lead?
I'll do it in
Okay.
Adolin's charming farm boy, uncharismatic way.
Yes.
Okay, heading up to what you know was Hilna's cottage. Rap on the door?
If he's not outside, yeah. Is
No
he
one's outside, no.
knock on the door?
There'd be like a moment and you can see like the curtains twitching at one of the windows, and then the door would crack open and you'd see the same sort of like grizzled burly man.
Good morning, sir. I'm sorry to bother you.
Why are you?
We went to the temple yesterday.
Aye.
I'm afraid your wife, Hyoga,
Hilna.
Hyoma,
Strong start.
Uh,
Strong start.
I'm afraid she's no longer with us.
She's at the temple?
No.
Everybody at the temple, I'm afraid, is dead. Including Hyoma.
Maybe I should have done
Ah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to have to break the news to you. I thought you should know.
Give her the
I
hug.
appreciate.
Don't think he wants that.
Mhm. The mayor has been informed, Mayor Dowage, and the temple should now be safe for the townsfolk to go back to.
Is she still there? What's left of her?
Her body is there. And I'm sure you'll be able to collect it for funeral rites.
Aye.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, traveller.
Walk away.
Okay.
Yeah, cook.
Definitely wasn't going to mention the zombie thing.
Yeah, no.
Or
that
his
would be-
sister-in-law is also dead. I mean, it's
You'll find
it
out
was
when he
implied.
gets there.
Just wanted to tell him about the wife.
Okay.
Hilma and her stepsister.
Summer.
Summer.
Polly! We're
Yeah.
heading up to the temple.
Yes, carefully, because it has certainly crossed her mind that she doesn't know if undead stay dead. So she's like being very fucking careful
Okay.
on her way up. And yeah, no, I want to just grab some of the books on healing and herbs and the like.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the bulk of those, the sort of split between the acolytes' quarters and the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So the basement is mostly on like books on the gods and on healing, and like healing herbs and rites and stuff like that. There's a lot of other like basic healing spell stuff in the acolytes' quarters and stuff like that. Is there
Yeah.
anything specific you're after?
I'll go for the ones that they were reading because presumably they picked them up because they were more pertinent.
Okay, so you've got a book. We've got a book of poetry, Midsummer Sonnets.
I will not be picking that one up.
Okay, cool.
I mostly just the like I say, the ones on herbs and the like.
Okay, so you've got a book of flowers, local fauna to
Aw.
Cliffnook.
That's nice. I can take that home for my mom.
Oh.
Does she have a name?
Wouldn't you like to know? Yes,
Um,
I did name her.
There's another 2 books on like healing practices and techniques, using easily found herbs and massage techniques.
Oh, that's right. I remember that one.
Yeah, and there's also some for like basic healing rituals, and like salves and binding and stuff like that.
Excellent.
So there's not an awful lot on like, here's how you perform magic to heal kind of thing, but there's like bits and pieces.
Oh no, it's
on-
because I technically have proficiency with herbalism kit, but I haven't done that before. So
Okay.
like this is just narrative padding, so that when I eventually do that, I can be like, it's because I read it in a book.
Okay.
Okay,
Can
yeah.
you roll me a perception check, please, Polly?
Certainly. Should I use one of my inspirations just because?
Do you wanna?
Mm,
You can see what you roll first. All you have to do is.
nah, we're good.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine, yeah.
You said perception?
Yes, please.
22.
22. Whilst you're like cutting about in the sorry, it's a phrase that one of our friends uses
I
from the
love
other
it.
D&D campaigns.
Great.
In like going from like the basement into the acolytes' quarters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The bodies are still there; they haven't been touched,
Yes.
kind of thing. It's obviously they also have not been touched by animals.
Oh.
And the golem has collapsed into a pile.
Okay.
But you hear a small sneeze, and you see like Clifford sat by the fence, looking up at you with little eyes in his ears.
Far.
I say
His
to him,
tail.
Celestial, I'm just like, honestly, of the 3 of us, I'm flattered you picked me to follow. Also, I was probably the smartest choice because I'm not in town. Also,
He did follow the instructions.
naughty, bad boy. You're too cute. Stop it. No.
And you see he'd pad up into the temple.
Okay. Do you want to have a last look? I don't think we're coming back here.
He'd sort of be looking between you and inside the temple.
Okay. Come on, let's go in.
He's going to go up to the stained glass, and he's going to sit in front of the one that depicts the cup.
Interesting.
Sit up and look up at it and like whine, and then look back at you.
Yes, that was the thing that got taken, wasn't it? Clifford. He's getting really good at communicating. I'm so proud of him.
He's learning.
Yeah. Is there anything special about the stained glass itself, or do you just miss the cup? Or is it too complex a thought for our dog?
As established, he does not have a level of communication with you yet, other than whines and general pupping noises.
Fine. Just I'll talk to him like a human as I do any other animal.
I think after a couple of minutes of that, he would then just start like chewing on your shoe.
How dare you?
Is there anything else that you want to do while in the temple?
I will, because I think I have a little bit more time, because I know that telling people about so many dead, and also telling a person about their dead wife, it's gonna take a while, so I'll be like,
Yeah, it's so long.
people are going to come up and probably check these people out, and we didn't leave them in the best of states. So like, Polly is not strong. She cannot move them. She cannot really.
No?
But she can. No, I think my strength is like. No, it's 11. That's pretty
Not
good.
bad.
Probably better than most of the villages.
Okay.
You could drag someone.
I feel like that might do more harm. I will try and make people look a little bit more presentable.
Okay.
And I will drag maybe the pirate into the corner and like just like roll him over so people don't need to.
Okay.
Because it seems like he's maybe not the nicest of the
No.
bunch. Everybody else was kind of a kind individual, but
We did fully tell them the place was safe, and we didn't find out what made the zombies.
No, we didn't know that.
No.
no.
Or the grave golem.
No.
We're very foolish as well for Polly to just be
This
like,
is like
I'm
our
gonna go up
second
alone.
adventure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I think it might take you like maybe half an hour to like gently like roll people over, put their hands like on the chest in like a death position that isn't just.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do that, and Clifford just sort of watches you with a weird expression on his face.
Clifford, you're no help. You're deeply useless to me. Go chew that that pirate's boot and see if you can drag him into the corner whilst you're doing it?
He tries.
Okay, at least you're trying to pull your weight. Good job.
He fails miserably, but he
That's fine,
tries.
as long as he's trying.
There was an attempt.
There was an
Hmm.
attempt,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll use
Okay.
prestidigitation to clean them all up a little bit as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Make them a little less gross.
Okay.
Aw.
And then head back to the leaky tub.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's gather back up on the leaky tub
Hmm.
then. Lee would say heading back.
Think so, yeah.
Yep.
Just done.
Business is concluded here.
We're actually leaving.
I think yes.
How did your conversations go? Did you nail them?
Amazingly.
Best friends
Yeah.
now?
Yes.
Mhm. We comforted them in their grief.
Hugs all round.
we tried.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Lee would also look quite relieved when you came back with Clifford.
Lee, did you lose our dog?
I will do a bit where, like, before we get onto the boat, I'll be like, Clifford, can you go hide? Can you go hide? And then I'll come up and be like, oh, Haley, where's Clifford?
You just watch his face be like, I don't know. He sneezed and then he was gone. There wasn't a splash, so I presumed he didn't drown.
I wonder if he can swim.
You want to find out?
Not in the sea.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's not.
Let's not do that.
It's
Okay.
fine, Lee. I know you tried. He's just very wily.
Is he?
I don't know.
Should we go look for him?
Clifford!
There'll be a little. As he runs up the gangplank, he's like,
He's fine.
Oh, good.
He's like a duckling.
Mm-hmm. Don't run off like that again. We were very worried about
I've
you.
already had words with him.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to give a shit.
his tail is just bumping on the deck. Okay. So, getting on the leaky tub with Lee and heading back to Dusttown.
Yes, and I
We
think
have
we
earplugs this
should- earplugs.
Earplugs?
We made them last time, didn't we? After the harpy.
After the harpy incident.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craft anti-harpy earbuds.
You got any for Clifford?
Sure.
We can make some more.
I offered him 2 bees.
He's gonna try and eat them.
Oh,
Clifford,
try to
No.
eat.
Clifford, don't do it. I like my bees.
That'll be painful for you.
Yeah.
You believe that's like puppy 101 is you don't let them near insects because they try and eat anything that flies and these will sting their throat.
Does he have a throat?
Do you want to find
I was
out?
starting to see a swollen up ghost dog face. It looked really weird.
Yeah.
No, we must protect the puppy from.
We'll make some more
Dingies.
earbuds.
Okay.
Mm.
He's very confused and keeps trying to shake them out.
Well, he doesn't need them yet.
Okay.
We'll just make them, and then if we see anything,
Immediately plucks it. Okay. So the journey back to Dusthelm is uneventful.
Oh, good.
All those earplugs for nothing.
Whilst you pass close to Tooth Rock,
Tooth Rock.
Oh, yeah.
again, there's no shapes that rise up out of it. And Lee does take a slightly further out route from Tooth Rock to try and prevent another issue. But you managed to dock up at the old dock in Dusttown, absolutely fine. And Larry would wish you the best of luck. And say,
Larry?
not Larry, sorry.
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the next section.
Oh, we're gonna meet Larry.
Thank you, Captain. We're in your debt.
Well, I mean, Ursula pays me, so.
Then it doesn't sound
The
like
debt
anyone's
is paid.
anyone's debt.
Yep. Nope, then if
We
you
appreciate you.
Yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with that, and he gesture at Clifford.
Thanks. Good luck with the boat.
Ah, she's a great boat.
Yep.
And wave goodbye to Nook as well.
Yes.
She'd smile back at you.
Your best friend.
Yeah. Big Goliath. Mhm.
Okay, where are we heading?
Where were we meant to meet this guy?
Is he
Rendezvous with our
Still
show.
drinking? He's still there at the pub.
Our show.
Yeah.
No, he left before you guys left.
Oh no, we were meant to meet him above Larry's general store.
Oh, that's right. We had
and
a
Yeah.
say
code
that we're
word.
friend of Miriam.
Yes, I do recall this.
Something about who's a silver dragon or something.
Yes.
Yeah, who was like a guardian of Pearl Manor back in the day.
Believed to be dead.
Deed. It's specifically written deed, not dead.
Believed to belong deed.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go to Larry's General Store.
Cool.
And
Love it.
did it say in Larry's General Store? Just like on the back?
Above.
We can find him above the store.
Hopefully there's a second floor and it's not just the roof.
If only.
Larry's store is
Fly
one
up
story.
there.
Only a few levels.
Okay, so I think you would know where Larry's General Store is in the Wildcrest district of Dusthelm. Wildcrest district. I don't know how you pronounce that actually. Larry's General Store is a wooden building, so approaching it does have 2 stories.
Excellent.
It's not a 1-story building.
Solid start.
It's promising.
And you can see outside there's an array of like sacks, crates, tables covered in general stuff. Anything you could need, like ropes, tools. There's an anchor in there somewhere, kind of thing. There is everything outside this shop.
We are not by the docks in this part of town.
No,
Somebody
Nice.
just carried an anchor in.
Nice.
it's a general store.
It's going to be an absolute faff to get to the boat.
Just push the door open and go in.
It's a little jingle as the bell goes above the door. And looking inside, it is much the same inside in that every single surface and hanging from beams above you and stuff like that, there is stuff. There is stuff that you recognise in terms of like, that's a crowbar, cool, get that. That's a sack of apples, kind of understand that. And then there's like contraptions as well with like levers, springs and stuff, often like much higher up that you're like, what on earth does that do? Even if you like spend a minute looking at it, being like, weird kind of stuff.
Some of it look like traps.
Some of them you do see there are like several bear traps and stuff hanging up on the high walls and things like that, but there are a variety of things in here, from everything you could conceive of, made from wood and metal, cloth, rope, everything in between. And at the back of this store, which is quite cramped, you can see that there's a counter, and there is an old man sat behind the counter with 2 legs up on the resting on the counter. As you get closer, you can see that one of the legs is definitely made of wood, and it definitely has several levers on it.
Awesome. Very cool. Hello.
You can see this guy shuffle his hat back from his eye. All right, hi. What can I help you with?
Are you Larry?
Aye, this is my general store.
Good store.
Thanks.
Very
It's got
general.
everything you could possibly need.
Excellent.
What do you need?
We're friends of Miriam's.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Not here to buy anything then.
Maybe on our way out.
Yeah.
Sure. And he'd like flip the end of the counter, and you can see there's a set of stairs behind the counter. He's like, up there, he's up there. And go
Why
back.
did we need a code word?
Do you want to ask?
We can ask, I guess, when we're out there.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, Larry would like put his feet up, back on the counter, and start to go back to sleep.
Thank you, Larry.
Right,
Nice to meet you.
and you.
We'll have a browse on our way back out.
I appreciate it. Buy many things. It's always good.
Yes, sir, Larry. Upstairs.
So heading up the creaky staircase, you find yourself in like a spacious open plan room, which is really weird after what was just in the cramped general store. There's like tables and desks sporadically throughout the room with like maps and folders and paper and stuff spread across them. You can see Ursho beside one of these tables looking at a map, and there are 2 other people with him. But he would greet you all as you enter the room, like, yes, good, you've made it back, wonderful, thank you.
Yes.
Please tell me you've brought me some good news. And he gestured to the other 2 people with him.
What do you constitute good news?
You see, yes, this is Lyra and this is Falior.
Lyra and who?
Falior.
Valley.
These are 2 of our ravens working here in Dusthelm with me. And you see, like, both of them would, like, nod at you guys, but it'd be a very grim nod from both of them.
They already know what we're about to say.
But Ursula would be looking at you all rather expectantly.
The good news is we found out what happened to Sister Frida.
Excellent.
That is the end of the good news.
Yeah, the bad news is she is dead.
Gone?
Along with everybody else at the temple.
Yes.
Everyone?
And there was something stolen. And they were turned into zombies. And a ghost.
Oh, the other good news though, we have a dog.
You have...
We found a dog.
Kind
And
your pet situation is delightful, but Sister Frida's dead?
Yeah,
I'm afraid so.
I'm sorry.
Christ.
Who's that?
Yeah, sorry. By the gods.
she seemed to be protecting what was stolen. We think it was a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Yes, the cup.
That rings a bell, huh?
Do you know about the cup?
I am aware of its existence,
I think up until recently, it existed below that temple.
I am aware.
And was guarded by our new pet.
Yeah.
Your new pet,
The dog.
The
the
dog.
dog.
Here, Clifford.
Clifford!
There'd be a sneeze and he'd pop into existence next to you.
Ta-da!
Dog.
And Ursula would like,
A fearsome predator.
say what?
Clifford, as we have named him,
Yeah.
was trapped inside the same protective wards that the cup seemed to be, in a small chamber, a walled-off chamber in the basement of the temple. He was able to tell us what was in the room.
The dog told you what was in the room.
The dog speaks Celestial.
Fish.
The dog understands Celestial.
There was a big
Right.
stained glass window in the temple. It pointed at that. We were able to figure it out.
Yeah,
It's quite
I
intelligent.
definitely taught you up on that.
Right, okay.
What are Lyra and Faliel's takes on this, as we've just...
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the general
There would be
expressions.
a lot of shock and sadness as you mentioned the death of Sister Frida. As you start mentioning the cup, there's a lot of wary glances and looks and stuff like that. And as Clifford is introduced, there's a quick go for daggers, and then seeing that nobody else is really doing anything, and it's just sort of a blue puppy on the floor, a bit of relaxation. But you?
Yeah.
I feel like we need some elaboration on what exactly this cup is. Why
Right.
is it so important? This is the second time we've been roped into a job with you where something that is what seems like a holy relic has been stolen.
This is true.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm sorry,
we
we
got the
don't.
last one back.
Mm-hmm.
True, although I don't blame you for this missing thing. Please don't misunderstand that. We don't tend to give this information out to people that aren't like ravens, is the thing. But I guess if you continue to work for us to help me in this matter, we can obviously share information that you need to help us.
Yeah.
And you can see Lyra, Lyra and Valley are like, really? Very exasperated expressions at Ursula. He said, we don't have the people. We don't have enough people. They're really good at what they do as well.
We didn't tell you what state the acolytes were in, or Sister Frida for that. They weren't just dead.
Well, they're not.
The acolytes were all zombies. Sister Frida was roaming around as a ghost, and something had animated a golem out of
The graveyard.
soil, topsoil, gravestones, bones.
Okay, this is bad.
We also maybe have a lead on some other interlopers that are on the scene, but you know
Yeah.
what? If you're going to be coy with your information, maybe we will be too.
If you continue to work for us, I don't have to be coy.
Okay.
You understand what we are as the Light Ravens, yeah? We're trying to bring peace to the Sapphire Coast.
Yeah.
If you have the same aligned goals, we can help each other, right?
I'm a big fan of peace. Yeah.
Eh?
Do we still get paid?
Yes.
I'm in.
Awesome. I can pay. Yes, I can pay you
Excellent.
for your work. It's not a handsome amount, but it is a good amount. That gets better the more dangerous the mission.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Kai and Adolin have already almost died, so.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Got
I
shoved in
didn't
a
think-
coffin by a golem.
Mm.
That sounds traumatic.
Yeah.
One should only ever enter a coffin when one is dead.
Ideally, yes.
And I hope we'll only ever do that once.
Mm.
I can't believe Sister Frida's gone. Good person. Good person.
Should we tell them about the lead we have?
I want to hear more about the cup. And also, do you know anything of a sword and what was it?
Trident.
Trident?
Yes.
Okay.
What is the sword?
We have a vague sense of what the trident is.
I would love to know what the cup was because that's the one that they've got at the moment.
The cup of the cosmos.
Yes, the couple of cosmos.
See, we're already clued in, kind of.
There it is. Sorry, my OneNote is sporadic. Yeah, the couple of cosmos. It's a very powerful artifact. We don't know how old it is. It's been around forever, you know, one of those kind of things. But it is an artifact of Mystra,
Oh, yes.
goddess magic. There isn't any written accounts of how it was made or anything like that, although there are a few murals in a cave somewhere that we've got sketches of, which suggests that the goddess Mystra gave it to us, as in mortals in general, not to some. If it was to someone specific, we don't know.
They're very dead by now.
God, I hope so. That was a very old sketch, let alone the painting. We do, however, know that there is a human who picked up the cup for a long time, and he lived a lot longer than he was meant to. We know that. He's human, and we believe he lived for at least 200 years. And this was like 500, 600 years ago or something. It's a long time ago. A lot of these records are very difficult to get and understand. I'm sorry about that. But he was well known for his ability to travel through the plains.
Ooh.
He was well known for being a high researcher in this, a high mage. And whilst we have no idea if the cup had anything to do with that, we do know that he had it for a long time. And when he either gave up, lost the cup, or died again, I haven't got any records of that, the cup was sealed in the temple in Cliffnook to keep it hidden. There was protective wards put around it to mask its magic so that people could not find it.
Okay.
Again, there are so few accounts as to why this was done, but the cup itself didn't seem dangerous, as far as we can tell.
Just a powerful artifact, and
Very
people
powerful.
can be judgy about those.
Yes, we do, however, know it's got a very strong link to several other artifacts.
Oh, the trident and the sword?
Yes. And I will give you this information with the hope that you will then give me your information and we can continue this lovely working relationship and I will pay you.
Okay, love it.
Their information is
It's a lot better than ours.
We got some ratty old pirate on me.
One thing, maybe two if we start shit.
So, the cup is a part of a trio of artifacts known as the Instruments of Light. It's believed that these artifacts were made before time, blah de blah de blah. They were not made to be a trio. At some point, 3 people came together and linked these artifacts. It's unclear on why. Again, this happened quite a few hundred years ago. We're not sure why. But we suspect this is why those artifacts have vanished. They were linked, they were used for something, deemed too dangerous, got rid of. Cup, we know, was sealed under the temple. The other 2, I have no idea where they are.
out and about somewhere.
Yes.
But maybe other people do know where they are and are trying to track them all down?
Potentially, people have been trying for decades to track these things down, as they do with any powerful artifact You know, they're powerful. They'd be incredibly good for
Mm-hmm.
waging war, stopping famine. I don't know what they do. They do something. But you've got the Cup of the Cosmos.
Yeah.
You've got the three prongs of destiny, the trident of Talos, and you have Star Shatterer, a sword.
Ooh.
Torm.
Oh.
An artifact Torm?
Yes.
Star Shatterer, that's
Yes.
awesome.
Ancient sword of Torm, used in battles many, many years ago, but then vanished along with the other two.
Would Adolin have heard of this as a follower of Torm?
You can roll me a history or religion check. Know that the DC is lower for you.
Aw.
12.
What have you rolled?
Roll a 10.
Can I
Religion or
use
history?
my...
Oh, apologies. Religion.
I was going to give you advantage if you wanted it.
I would gratefully accept advantage if
Go
that
for
is
it.
okay.
Yeah.
I've not declared a result, so you can roll again. Yeah.
No, that's worse.
Well, you tried.
Good for it.
12 religion.
Okay. Star Shatterer is a sort of myth of Torm. It's sort of passed into that stage of nobody living has seen this thing. So it's that kind of like level of myth where there's loads of depictions of it in like the great halls of Torm when the battles of Torm are like the annuals of Torm are depicted and stuff like that. So it is in some of the depictions, but its shape, its colour, its everything changes because nobody alive has seen it. Nobody knows what it does. Nobody knows where it is, kind of thing. But it is known to you as part of like Torm's story. It was a beautiful sword that was handed down to mortals for a number of years to wage war with, although it was taken back by Torm for some time before given back again. It's obviously quite a powerful artifact that angels take up every so often. There's lots of depictions of angels with it in some of the like is it frescoes?
Yeah.
Wall murals and things like that, but nobody knows what it does
Yeah.
because nobody's seen it.
We gotta get you that sword.
That sounds cool as hell.
And I can see Kai with a trident, and I'll just brandish a cup, and we're just gonna become evil and just keep these for ourselves.
Perfect.
But yes, Ursho would tell you about these things, and you'd be able to fill in a few of the gaps on the sword, because Ursho doesn't know anything about the sword, other than it's called Star Shatterer. It's an artifact of Torm, and it's been gone for feckin' ages. All of these things roughly vanished at the same time, and the Light Ravens have kind of pieced that together, meaning these are the instruments of light. These are the things that were brought together, linked somehow, and then something happened that made them scatter them and hide them. They knew the cup was there, they knew it was hidden, and they were trying to keep it hidden.
When we were in the little room, we
Yes.
saw the abjuration circle.
Yes.
Was it still like activated or
It
okay,
got smashed up.
There'd been like a gouge out of it as
Yes.
somebody had destroyed the circle.
Cool.
Lyra and Faliel just like begrudgingly watching Ursho spill the secrets of the universe to us.
It's quite clear from their faces that they don't really trust you, but you've never met these people before, and they've never met you.
Are they
There.
wearing any obvious religious symbols?
They both have a pin that's holding on like a half cape kind of thing that is like a silver raven kind of
Okay.
thing, but there doesn't appear to be any other religious symbols.
Yeah, the Ravens were kind of non-denominational, weren't they?
Yeah, so they allow anybody of any religion in, but like they don't have a specific religion that you need to follow, nor do they throw anybody out for any religion.
Are they human? Goliath? No?
Half-orc.
Yeah. So many choices.
I'm in the wrong section again. I have links, but I don't link myself back to the right page. Lyra appears human, as does Faliel. Lyra is female, Faliel is male.
Cool.
Although they're not really speaking to you, so.
Okay. Thank you for your information. Ours is that there was a pirate there also.
We have a pirate. Yeah. So, Sister Frida's journal said that there had been a lot of ships passing in the night that didn't have any merchant insignias or anything of the Order of Iron, and one of the zombies had the tattoo of the bloody kraken. Was it a tattoo or was it a knife?
Tattoos.
Tattoos,
Yeah.
as well as these
The
3
names,
red metallic
yeah.
daggers, and show them.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Okay.
Please elaborate.
Well, they're just bad guys.
Well, the bloody krakens are well known for being ruthless and cruel, and they will work for anybody that pays them, no matter the task.
Okay.
Murder, pillaging, burning villages down, temples down,
Evil
stealing,
versions of us.
whatever they want,
Mm.
kind of thing. And it is very bad that they are targeting the artifacts now.
Mm.
We thought it was just bandits. If the bloody krakens are involved, we've got a slightly bigger problem, as they are incredibly ruthless and, well.
So do you think this is connected to the last artifact that we were able to retrieve, or is it just an
A
odd
coincidence.
coincidence?
Mm.
There are a lot of artifacts going missing.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. You would tell
Because our first one was a circlet of Bahamut.
Yes, that you actually managed to save, which was excellent.
Mm.
But that was bandits, that wasn't pirates.
That was, yes.
Just bandits.
Just bandits,
Mm.
yes.
We never, I don't think, asked about who hired them. Who do you work
No.
for?
No,
Mm.
you didn't.
If only we'd actually done that session. then we would have actually forgotten to ask that question, but we'd feel a little bit better about it right now.
That's right, yeah. He would tell you that it has been, there's a Temple of Saloon in Dusthelm that's had a offering plate stolen.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's a Temple of Torm in Sleek Hollow that's had a staff stolen. And there is a small chapel to Mistra in the University of Dusthelm that's had an armband stolen.
Do you go through those just a little bit slower, please?
Yeah.
Sure. Number 1, Temple of Saloon
Yes, in
Saloon.
Dusthelm.
in Dusthelm, offering plate.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Number 2, Temple of Torm,
Mm-hmm.
Sleek Hollow,
Sleek Hollow.
staff.
Staff stolen.
Number 3,
Mm-hmm.
Chapel to Mistra in the university.
Is there like one university in the world? Is it
In
like
Dusthelm.
Oh, in
Dusthelm.
Dusthelm.
So I'm giving you temple, location,
Yep.
artifact. So Chapel to Mistra in the university, in Dusthelm, armband.
So we have got Bahamut was the first one. This one is Mistra, then Saloon, Torm, and Mistra again. That's all of the ones that have gone missing.
Well, the cup is an artifact of Mistra, but it was
Mhm.
stolen from a Temple of Talos.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ursula would say that he's got light ravens working on those 3.
Mm-hmm.
He has people working on those
Okay. Well, that's
Okay.
good.
to try and bring those artifacts home.
Gotcha.
But he wasn't actually aware that the bloody krakens were involved.
Mm.
So I'd actually really like to employ you now again.
Ah.
And
Mhm.
he'd shuffle for a minute and pull a bag off of one of the other tables and start ruling through it. And then,
Mhm.
here's your payment for the last mission, and he'd hand you all 50 gold pieces.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you very much.
But I would very much like to employ you all again, if that's all right.
Well, fine, if you insist.
In for a penny.
Yep.
Yeah,
And for
Into
a
50 gold.
piece.
for 50 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like you to try and find out more about the bloody krakens, if
Mhm.
possible. We've kind of got the artifacts that we've known have gone missing. We've got those kind of covered with the other light ravens. I couldn't get anybody else. Little Shark, which is why I sent you, but we've got the other ones kind of covered.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd really like it if you guys could, if you all would go and look into the bloody krakens a little bit more for me.
Okay.
Like the history, or where they generally are, or just anything at all.
I'd like to see if you can figure out where they're hiding.
Right.
The bloody krakens, we are well aware they're working out of Dusthelm,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
but we have no idea where. I can give you a lead to get
They're
you started.
Pirates, so it'll be
They are pirates, yes.
near the
Mhm.
ports, hopefully, or at least near the
Well,
water.
unfortunately, Dusthelm is built on a very large tunnel system,
Oh.
so we are well aware
Mm.
that they could be anywhere in that. There's also significant cave systems up and down the coast that they could be using. We're not sure, and I don't have the I don't have enough people in my organisation to spare for that. I've got to look after the temples at this point in time. But if I could hire all of you to start looking into the bloody Krakens and maybe figure out what they're doing, who's hired them, anything you can get me. I can give you a lead, so like a first place to start. There is a bar down at the docks that the bloody Krakens are well known for frequenting.
Okay.
It's a very seedy bar, but I'm sure you'll find something there called the Lucky Tiger Bar.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a known hangout for pirates, and I know the bloody Krakens pass through there, despite our best efforts. I was hoping you could go down there and try and spy on some of them
Okay.
to figure out what's going on.
Sure.
Would you be up for that?
Yeah,
Why not?
we can go to a bar.
That sounds
Go to a bar.
very, very difficult to drink at a bar.
I have a contact in the bar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He probably won't reveal himself, because he doesn't really do that.
Mm-hmm.
But he will be there if he'll be there somewhere if needed. He's an odd one. He's a bit of a roamer. But Kyle should be there.
Kyle.
Kyle, yeah.
Just fantasy name,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I was worried that I misheard like Kyle or something. Just checking.
Sounds cool. Mm-hmm.
Is Kyle the contact or just
I think he's the
someone
contact.
else?
Kyle is the contact.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's been trying to spy on the bloody Krakens at that bar for a while now. He kind of does his own thing. I don't really know what he's doing. But I know he's usually there.
Okay.
So if you get into a spot of bother, he'll be able to help you.
Okay.
Nice. What's the kind of what are we delivering for you for payment?
Any information you can get on the bloody Krakens for me. Or where they might be going, if you could find some of them,
Mm-hmm.
like find out where they are and go like stop them doing shit, that sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
How much are we getting for this?
Yes, good point. I could offer you 150 each.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
Sounds
good?
pretty good.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay.
Well,
What's the
I
map they're looking at?
sorry?
What's the map?
Oh, it's a map of the Sapphire Coast.
Oh,
And
okay.
you can see there's a lot of like little X's and stuff like that. And taking a
Thank you.
minute, it's quite clear that a lot of the X's are like where these temples are that he's just
Oh,
been talking
okay.
to.
Mm.
It wouldn't be a far leap to think that Lyra and Freya, Valior,
Valior.
are working with him on the temple investigation.
Mm.
Cool, cool.
Excellent. So let me know when you find something, or you. I don't know. I know it's a bit of an ask and it's a bit of a weird one, but I gotta know more about what's going on with bloody Krakens.
Of course.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
Good luck.
Nice.
No bother.
Do you get a discount in the shop downstairs by any chance?
With Larry?
That's
Yeah.
not a right
Oh
question.
God, no. No,
Does
he
have a
hacks
code?
up the prices
Oh
for
yeah,
us.
why did we need a code word? He seemed to be very aware of who you are and where you are.
Yeah, because he's one of us.
But why the code word?
Because otherwise he wouldn't have let you upstairs.
There's other customers.
Could
Yeah.
we not just been like, we're here to talk to our show?
Yes,
Well-
that's cool.
I don't really want to advertise where I'm staying.
Okay.
Are you going to be here for when we're like done with this?
Aye,
Okay.
Kill, kill.
Hmm.
Very good. Cool. So we'll just come back.
that sounds good.
Excellent.
This is my main base of operations, so you can usually find me here, or I will be circling back here at some point.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
I guess we're going down the docks.
I think that
Well, I think we promised Larry we were
yeah,
gonna shop.
we need to buy
Yeah.
at least one thing
Aha!
in Larry's store.
Well, I think that will be a good point for a quick break, because at this point we are all going to level up
Yay!
to level 5.
Cross rewards.
Yay.
Beep, beep, beep,
Well
beep.
done, you handed in your information, you have been given your gold, and we can do the shopping during the break.
Yay!
Cool.
Awesome.
But we will continue with our story as everyone has leveled up to level 5, has some cool new abilities, and is heading down to the Lucky Tiger Bar, I believe. Yes?
Mm.
Yeah.
In the docks.
So the Lucky Tiger Bar, I think Kai would know more prominently than anyone else here, is a bar to be avoided. It is not a bar for reputable people, it is a bar that pirates hang out at. But you have been asked to specifically head down here. It does take a minute or two to find. None of the buildings in Dusthelm have like written sign, they all have like pictorial sign kind of things. So the old Yoke Inn had like a yoke hanging outside of it, if you remember that. The Lucky Tiger Bar has like a depiction of a tiger on a sign.
That makes sense.
So it does take you a little minute, particularly because it just seems to look like a warehouse approaching it, like ramshackled warehouse, and that is like slightly over the water kind of thing. So like it's built out over the water with like what do they call it? Gangways? Is that the right term? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like not full docks that are spreading out, but like wooden suspended platforms and passageways across the water that lead into this bar as well. Would you like to all head inside?
Do we want to do anything to make us look a little bit more sus, more dodge?
More dodge.
You
More
could.
dodge.
Adolin specifically looks like a pinnacle of goodness, and
He's
that
just
is
a good boy.
he's just a good boy.
You
And
look less
honestly,
wholesome? Is that
like muss up
that
the
a thing?
hair, and I don't know,
He would.
have worse posture.
He'd never have tried it. And he'd kind of like make a half-assed attempt to like, how's that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in my eyes now.
No.
He's emo, we went too far.
It's perfect.
Have you seen the guy liner on the mini?
Yes.
I tried.
That was lovely.
You did a great job.
He'd like, kind of like take his cloak and like rub some mud into it and pull the hood up and
Okay.
pull it around himself and like, that's probably the best I can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is anybody else doing anything? Because as far as I'm aware, Polly looks like a ray of sunshine.
I'm so
Yes.
cute. I'm too cute. Oh god.
Mhm.
Have you ever done anything threatening? Just sort of like channel that.
Okay.
Preferably without the bees.
Grrr. Bees can be threatening, apparently.
but we're
According
being- we're
to you
being-
guys, the bees are the scariest
We're
part of
undercover. Somebody surrounded by a swarm of bees, we're like not outside the bar. We're a
We're
little
just
bit away.
sure?
We're a little bit
We're
away.
Okay.
We're planning our approach.
Yeah. We're walking to the bar.
Okay.
Pub in, what was it?
Bar.
Bar.
Bar specifically. Do you want to do anything, Kai?
I looked like a pirate at one point. I can do that again. I'm not sure what the difference is between Pirate Kai and Current Kai, but there's something.
Maybe a bit more rumpled. Yeah. I think-
Everybody's just messing their hair up.
yeah.
Pirates don't own a hairbrush. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe like you not done the top button of your shirt up or something.
Oh, steady. Ooer.
Smear some mud on like the fucking gleaming armor. Like, to clean this
I'll
now.
clean it later, don't you worry.
You can do that.
I might amuse myself just briefly whilst Adam's smearing mud, just prestidigitating it off. Just for a little while until he realizes what's
I swear I
happening.
just did this side.
And then I soil it up real good, because that's something I could also do.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the first edition.
Yeah, I just make everybody mucky, including myself.
Okay. I think seeing this as well, Clifford would start rolling in puddles of mud. And whilst
Does it stick to him?
it does, yeah.
Hey!
He is
Whilst it doesn't look, he's still not like a proper dog, because the patches where there aren't mud are still kind of see-through. But it does make him look significantly more like a dog.
That's something.
Good.
A dog that's rolled in a lot of mud, but a dog.
Given that it would take a few hours to get back to Dusthelm, is
Yes.
it now like early evening?
I think we're talking late afternoon.
12-ish.
You would have left before that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying late afternoon.
Okay.
5-ish.
Okay.
Cool.
No, it's the middle of summer, so actually we're quite away from dark.
Yeah, quite a few hours away from dark.
Okay. Best behaviour, Clifford. You need to be very quiet and to follow us. And if we tell you to do something, you need to do it, okay?
Just grimacing.
Okay, I'll pat him on the head.
You wipe off mud.
Yeah, I'm not.
First, did you take the mud back on?
It's really handy both you can do that.
He's very happy. He's having a lot of fun. You can see
Okay.
like walking around Dust Help. He keeps like disappearing for minutes as he like goes into alleys and like comes back out. And he's sniffing everything.
How much attention is he drawing? Because like it's a larger town than the village, but still not a common sight.
Because of how quickly like he's moving and moving off and like skittering through like people's legs and stuff like that, there's not a lot of people that are getting a good look at him, and particularly now he's rolled in the mud, he's kind of passing incognito. There's been a few people that he's gone up to and they've like shunted him away with their feet kind of thing. And like there was obviously like a child at some point that was staring at him before he rolled in the mud. It was like, Mom! But like you'd moved on before the mother had like turned round kind of thing.
Excellent.
So if you stop for any period of time with Clifford in an open public space, there may be questions.
Like this one.
But he has now rolled in a lot of mud. So
Alright,
Leave him outside. I mean, he probably won't stay there, but
He
like.
will not stay there. I think
Mm.
it's better to bring him in and know where he is than be surprised by where he is.
I crouch down to Clifford's level and I'm like, Clifford, you can come with us, but you need to stay out of sight. Do you understand?
I feel like we really handicapped ourselves by getting a dog.
It just happened. I don't think we had any say in it. Someone up there just really wanted us to have a dog.
Oh, can we try and coach him into like looking like other dogs? Now that we're in like a big city, whether we're
do you want to spend time doing that?
just on like the walk down to Lucky Tiger.
Just point out other dogs. to
Yeah.
him.
Okay. What do you say to him?
Can you try and imitate like fur of other dogs? Like I kind of like grab his head and like turn it around to like look at his own body. And like look, I can see through you. You are blue.
Be not blue.
See that dog? You be like that dog, and I'll like
Right.
point to like a dog down an alley somewhere.
Okay. I think you see Clifford look at him.
Hmm.
Look at that other dog. Look at you. Look at the other dog. Close his eyes and like. And you can see like there's a shudder of something that goes down his body.
Oh.
And of like colour almost.
Yeah.
And then it passes and he looks quite tired. And
Aw.
looks
okay.
up at you.
Oh no, that was good.
Well done.
Well done, boy. That was good. We'll get there.
Boy.
And like comes and sits on you.
Okay, well done. We'll keep trying. We'll keep trying.
Okay.
Very cute.
Just mud him up some more.
He likes that.
That's
And
one way
he
of
keeps
making
trying to
him
get
cry.
up into your arms as well.
Gross.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well, he's only a little puppy. He's only like a foot long.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was easy one.
Also, he's not corporeal, so
Mhm.
Oh,
how heavy can he be?
Hmm.
he's not heavy.
Could always just like stash him under a cloak for a little bit.
Is
You can
the
just go under
sensory
their skirts
effect
again.
any sense?
I guess.
I suppose.
No, just prestidigitation says a harmless sensory effect, so could we make it look like he has fur?
I think when they're talking about that, they're talking about like sound and stuff, like as opposed to visual effects.
Fair enough.
I will Google
To
this.
be fair, I have just paraphrased it, so it might be more detailed.
I will Google this
I
at
needed
some
it to
point.
film this way.
Yeah, you can create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image,
But that has to
but
be
it has to
small.
fit in your hand.
Yeah.
So I don't know
You
if
could do a patch of fur on it then. That might look weird.
That's
Together-
probably more
Together we could
worse.
do 2 patches.
Perfect.
You have to refresh it every minute or something though,
It's
don't
an
you?
hour.
Prestidigitation?
Yeah,
It's
for that one.
Is it an hour? Oh, is it thaumaturgy that's only a minute or something?
Anyway,
Anyway, yes.
we
Lucky
get to
Tiger
begin.
in.
We look like a mess.
Yeah, a big old mess.
Lucky Tiger bar? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heading inside, there's the main room, which consists of like an old bar with some stools and stuff like that, and then several benches and tables, and like, quite a large opening in the middle of the floor that you can see like water underneath. There's also the back end of the room is just like a rope. It's not really a wall out onto the water, and you can see this area is quite cleared. There's no like tables or anything in there. There's a staircase that heads upstairs, and you can see a small balcony upstairs. In terms of people within the tavern currently, there is somebody behind the bar. There are 4 patrons sat at various tables, as well as an innkeep that is wandering around between them. At the base of the stairs, there's sort of like a bouncer type person, like leaning against the wall to stop you getting up the stairs, and there's somebody leaning on the like railing of the balcony, like watching downstairs. Yes.
The upstairs balcony.
Also like an interior balcony, not
Interior
like
balcony, yes.
a balcony.
Yes, interior
I
balcony,
see.
not
How
exterior.
high up is the balcony?
1 story.
1 story. It's like 10,
10
15?
feet?
10 feet.
So like a saloon style.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a very good analogy,
Mhm.
yes.
Cool. Okay.
All made of wood, all mildly creaking, and like lots of holes and stuff like that. And there's also like several rooms on the downstairs that you can see doors to.
Cool.
What would you like to do?
Go buy a drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seat
Follow
yourselves
Star.
down at a table.
Mm.
It would take a couple of minutes, but the innkeep would head over, as half orc, and would greet you and ask you what you want.
A pint.
Alright?
Gronk.
Alright.
Please.
Don't either. Just elbow Adolin. Elbow Adolin just behind the counter. Meat.
Alright. And there'd be the obvious like indication that they're after money.
Money.
Okay. Mead and like ale and stuff like
Oh,
that
boy.
is like 1 silver piece.
Oh no.
That's so expensive.
That's half a gold, right?
1/10 of a gold.
10th of a
Oh, a
gold.
tenth of it, right?
Yeah.
50.9.
Is grog a
Wait.
drink or is it food?
It's
It's
what
a
Ad-
drink, but it's more of an umbrella term.
It's what Adolin would have asked for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adolin doesn't know what pirates drink.
Okay, you're getting asked for 3 silver pieces.
What did you order?
This is what happens when you say please.
But you cough up the money?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yep, coughing up the money. There'd be another few minutes wait before the drinks would return to you. And in this time you can see that the majority of the patrons are completely ignoring you. But there is a table with 2 very drunk guys, a lot closer to the roped off section, that are getting quite rowdy and like arguing about something.
Can we hear what they're talking about from here?
Yes, I think so.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so. It's snippets and it's quite slurred. They're obviously quite drunk. But there's a lot of snippets of like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to do the other bit first. Come on. And stuff like that. There's a lot of like, they're obviously very drunk. They're talking about something they shouldn't be talking about. And they're trying to remember to not talk about it.
They're doing a great job.
Do they have obvious bloody cracking tattoos or daggers?
What was your passive perception again?
My one's not particularly good.
Do you want to roll perception?
Mine's is 12.
12,
14.
14,
13.
13. Yeah, they have quite obvious bloody cracking tattoos. You can see them like, their attire is quite disheveled. It's obvious that they don't put a lot of care into their clothing. Sleeves are torn, pants, legs are torn, all that kind of stuff. And there is obvious like bright red ink going up and down their legs, their arms, that kind of thing.
Kind of nudge Polly and Kai and like nod across the room towards them.
Can we like sit not near them but like near enough to eavesdrop?
Do you want to move tables?
Oh, we
Oh,
already
is there
sat
a
down.
table?
Yes.
Oh.
I presumed so.
I thought we were at the bar.
Yeah, I thought we went to the bar.
Oh, I thought you sat at a table because the
yes, you
innkeep was
did.
going
Oh,
round.
table service. Fancy.
Wow, this place is
Cool, I guess we'll just stay where we are.
Oh, okay.
I have, I just like kind of quietly making sure that the bartender isn't anywhere near us with the drinks or anything. So I have a way that I might be able to hear what's going on, and also could also maybe get some eyes and ears behind the little partitioned place up. Does the little barricaded bit go upstairs so we can get to the thing? I mean, is that right?
Yeah, so the staircase goes upstairs onto the balcony where there are several rooms.
Okay. I could probably scope out the balcony, and I would just sit right here, but I could get
Are
one
you
of
sending bees?
Yes, I could get one of my bees to go check it out, and I could just let you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Is that
Go for it.
okay?
Mm.
Excellent. Okay. I might be a little less sociable, just briefly, whilst I do this. So you guys maybe will have to.
Does anyone have like playing cards or anything?
That's a good question.
And if we don't, can we have bought some from Larry's?
Yeah, you could have brought
Cool.
some playing cards from Larry's if required.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is happening with the bees?
Okay, I'm gonna expend one of my wild shapes to use the Tasha's optional roll to create, like, basically cast Find Familiar.
Okay.
And then a little bee pokes its sleepy head out of my bag, and I instruct it to kind of just, like, fly on over, and then maybe just kind of, like, crawl onto the underside of the table.
Okay.
And Find Familiar, I'll just switch my senses so that I can have a proper wee listen.
Okay. Can you get the familiar to make me a stealth check, and I can make it advantage, please?
Certainly.
Mm.
Okay. What other die do I want? This is a big choice. This one? This one.
I presume a D20.
But there's different sets.
There's so many of them. Really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know what the stat is for my bee, but it was a natural 19.
Okay. Is there no like?
What is a bee's
I tried to
dex?
find it last time, and I truly could not find anything. But if we go for a wasp, like I was looking at earlier, that has got, I think, a
Plus
+2.
2?
Mm.
Yeah. I've got an unofficial one that's like +2.
There you go, +2.
Oh, that's the one I've got up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy to use that.
21.
21. Awesome. Okay, yeah, so the bee alights on the underside of table. You got the highest passive, didn't you say? It was 14.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah. Clifford's wandered off.
Oh, God.
Oh well. If he dies, he's already dead.
Did anyone see us bring him in?
Yes,
Okay.
nobody cared.
Right.
But Clifford just wanders off, and he's wandered up to a
Oh,
table, and he is
Clifford.
chewing on somebody's like trouser leg.
Oh, Clifford.
Coax him. Subtly coax him back.
Make me a persuasion check.
I'm good at those.
Mm.
This dog is the bane of our existence.
But your bee, alighting on the
Oh, I'm
underside,
very good at those.
on the underside of the table, would begin
Oh.
listening to the two pirates arguing.
Cool.
There's a lot of backwards and forwards between them, but oh, is this good or bad?
27.
27.
Oh, yes.
I have +9. I'm good at
Excellent.
persuasion.
Excellent.
Okay, so despite the fact that Clifford does not want to leave, and that you're not actually speaking Celestial to him, you're just kind of yelling at him in common quietly. Clifford! Clifford! And he whines and pads back and comes and sits with his head like against your knee. Like,
We had something we were playing with him earlier.
a rag?
Yeah.
I believe?
Play with the rack.
Okay.
Mm.
Your bee would be, and you, through your bee, would be listening into this conversation. They're quite obviously talking about a job that they need to do, but they are arguing about which part comes first.
Right.
One of them is arguing that they need to go south first, while the other one's like, no, we need to go west first.
Oh, okay.
They are drunk, but they're not drunk enough that they're talking in too many specifics yet. And you are all trying to blend into the bar, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can you all make me like deception checks?
Sure.
Oh, it's gonna go so bad.
No, it's not.
Ah, are you not deceptive?
I have a 15 if you want a 15 if it doesn't roll well.
I either might take yours or I might use my second advantage. My
18.
second inspiration.
Hmm.
Do
I'm
you want to? I can. What's your modifier?
-1.
Okay, you want
Have
to
a
take
15 instead of a 5.
Thank you.
I'll use my
Second inspiration.
second and last inspiration to reroll that 7 and hope that I get a little better.
Okay.
It's better than a 7.
It's a 10 now.
Okay.
That's an 8. An 8 plus 2, 10.
Okay.
14
Deep
now.
coverage.
14,
Thank
8,
you.
10,
18.
and an 18. Okay.
Well, the pirate looks like a
Average,
pirate.
What do you mean, Kaiser Pirate?
What? I didn't. What?
Wow, you're a really convincing pirate.
Yeah.
Okay, so the two pirates, the two actual pirates that are quite loudly arguing at the back of the bar, get a lot more rowdy, and you can see that they both stand up and they're starting to get to the point where they're going to fisticuffs with each other.
Oh, I love that.
Not even a fight. Fisticuff.
Fisticuff.
Is the bouncer in the balcony guy watching this as well?
He is, yeah. They
Are
both
either,
are.
are either of them obvious bloody krakens?
The bouncer doesn't have a lot of skin on show,
Mhm.
so it's quite hard to tell. The guy upstairs quite obviously has a bloody kraken tattoo across one of his arms, yeah. And
Right.
he's just watching.
Okay.
But they start to come to fisticuffs. You can see the bouncer's just watching with a look of don't care. And you can see the tavern owner just goes up near them and starts dragging their table away slightly.
Nah.
As-
They can fight, they just can't trust the furniture.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite obvious that they do not care if they beat the shit out of each other. They care if their pottery and their tables are broken.
Glassware is expensive.
Mm.
Yes.
It is.
And this is a very shit bar. They don't have money.
So the bouncer's doing that?
The
The
innkeep is
bar.
dragging away the
Okay.
table.
Cool.
Which is technically dragging your bee slightly
Yes,
away.
I think that with the kind of screechy noises of like, you know, and the yelling and stuff, this will be when I give it its blessing to like fly on up
but,
and
okay.
maybe check out the wee balcony area.
Okay. Yeah, so swooping up onto the upper floor, there are a series of rooms, and you can see like the bloody kraken is like leaning out over the balcony there, watching this, not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But because of how badly built this building is, your bee is very easily able to slip in under
Good for
the
it.
door and into the room on the top floor. So the room on the top floor is quite nice. It's still very shoddily built, but it is nice in and of itself. It's a mix of a sort of meeting room / bedroom. So there is like a quite nice looking bed in there
For
with
very
like rugs on the
specific
floor,
meetings.
and pillows and stuff like that. There's a fairly comfy looking sofa, and then there's like a table with a candle. There's even like drinks in decanters and stuff like that up
That's
here.
fun.
It's, and like jugs and things like that. So,
Adolin's grog.
so it is obviously like some kind of meeting room / function room kind of thing up here. Currently there is one person sat at the table,
Ooh.
sort of leaning on it, just
Looking bored.
Yeah.
Not doing anything.
not doing anything. No. In terms of like incriminating stuff in the room, would you like your bee to roll an investigation check?
Yes, but first, does this guy have a tattoo?
Yes, he has a very obvious series of tattoos, so he has quite a few. There's one going down his arm, down the back of his neck. You can see quite a few on their leg as well.
Definitely kind of the
Same blood red ink that is very
Yes,
common with the
okay.
bloody krakens. Yes.
wonderful. Okay, investigation.
Yes, please.
You have my B stats.
Isla also has them, I believe, but yes. What is investigation based on again?
15 is an intelligence.
Intelligence.
You get a -5.
Because it's a B.
10.
10. Okay.
Not bad.
If it's
Pretty good for me.
hang on.
If you're using
Yeah.
your senses and not your
I
intelligence.
suddenly realised that I haven't got the Find Familiar spell actually prepared, so who's to, well, like, because it's not technically a spell that I know, so I can't remember the terminology. You can see through your familiar's eyes.
I'm pretty sure you use your own investigation from the whole one time I've done it.
That one time I familiarized.
Whenever I had a familiar, I had to use their investigation because it was how
It makes sense to me because it's through their eyes, but
you're
I suppose
watching, but you're not controlling.
yes.
I think is the deal. So you've given your bee instructions to look, but you don't get to control what they're doing exactly.
Yes, I think I agree with that. You benefit from any special senses. That would also mean that you would presumably opposite of benefit from any lack of senses. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So it like you are looking through your bee's eyes, but you are not controlling the bee. So you are not being like, aha, a drawer, I should look at the drawer. The bee's just like, what is all this rubbish?
I'm like,
Where
left
is
of
my
it.
hive?
Left of it. Left. Okay, up now.
How good is a B with left and right?
Exactly. That's
Or starboard.
most of my issue. So 10. I rolled
10.
15 minus 5.
Okay, so there doesn't appear to be anything particularly incriminating out. There's no like grand plan pinned to the wall of exactly what's going on or anything like that. And there's no letters spread across the table or anything.
Okay.
It looks like the pirate upstairs does have like a bag, satchel slung across them, but there's nothing falling out of it or poking out of it.
Okay.
Okay. The fight downstairs is escalating. They have like thrown blows at each other. Everyone is kind of just watching until one of them throws the other into a nearby table where there are other patrons.
Not a table.
Mugs begin to smash. Tables begin to clatter to the floor, broken, and that's when the innkeep starts throwing punches.
Glad we didn't move.
Wow.
And you can see that the gentleman that Clifford was like chewing on the leg of has stood up as well. Not joined in the fight, but has stood up.
Is the bouncer still at the bottom of the stairs?
Yes. Has
Okay.
not moved to do anything.
Okay. I feel like we should maybe like
Be using this to our advantage somehow.
somehow. I don't know how.
Polly can't make this contribution, but like, is there a reason that Clifford was drawn to specifically that man's leg?
Good insight.
Was he the closest?
No, he was not.
Oh. Is there anything odd about the man? Now
Can you roll me an insight check?
standing.
Can I help? Could
Do
I
you
also-
have insight?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, you can have advantage, sir.
Cool, because that was a 5. Oh, much better. 21.
21. Taking a minute to observe this person that's just stood up, and in the act of like standing up as well, it gives you a lot more information. They are not a pirate. They are not dressed like a pirate. They
His
have
Kyle.
It might be Kyle.
they have a lot of tattoos and things like that, but they're in quite like geometric shapes, black ink and things like that. They're very uncharacteristically like pirate tattoos. They don't look anything like those. But seeing them stand up, what's your religion modifier?
+2.
+2 to give you a passive of 12.
Yeah.
Passive religion.
I think even with that, that'd be enough to recognise like symbols of Torm, like
Oh.
woven into the tattoos around his arms and stuff like that. So he's got quite a heavy blue cloak, which is pulled round him, but when he stands up, it falls back a bit, and you can see that he's got like bands of tattoos going around his arms and stuff like that. And there are symbols of Torm and runes and things like that engraved into these tattoos and woven into the designs and stuff like that. He's also not technically wearing a shirt.
How do you technically?
He's sort of got like a waistcoat style thing on underneath his cloak, but it's not a shirt, and it is open at the front as well. He's not bothered to button
Warm
it up.
summer day in July.
Yeah, almost.
He's dressed for the weather.
With like thick travelling trousers and boots on as
Or
well.
maybe he's not dressed for the weather. What?
Is he getting like dragged into this fight at this point?
At this point, he's just stood up and looking.
Okay.
Just like a better view.
More ready to action
Yeah.
should it come near him.
I'm going to keep an eye on him, and if it looks like some drunken participant in this fight is going to move towards him and take a swing at him, I'll try and like slide in and like cover his back.
Okay. Do you do anything to stop the fight at all, or do you just sort of let it roll on?
You can just let it
Yeah.
roll on. Like,
Okay.
It's like an
Not strong.
Okay.
opportunity will present itself to us at some point, but I don't know for what.
Okay. Bearing in mind, Polly is still in the eyes of the bee, so
Yeah.
isn't
Oh, yeah.
technically aware of
Are
their
they-
surroundings.
They're just fighting over whether they're going west or south.
They were originally. It seems to have divulged a lot more as more patrons have gotten involved and like chairs have gotten involved
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And it's like, you bastard! and stuff like that. As it is just genuinely just rolling into a fight.
Bards trying to like get involved and like
Maybe.
shout like west side, like south side.
They're not gangs.
You're a pirate gang. And just see if that coaxes one of them to say like, no, we're not going west because this or something.
Okay. So I think like in this discussion and taking a bit of time to like watch this person stand up and stuff like that, you can see Clifford is like under the table, like
Under our table.
under your
Okay.
table, like not really understanding what's going on, but understanding the threat of violence. So he has started to cower. But you can see that the fight is slowly incorporating more and more tables as people get more and more rowdy and pushing people about.
Try and shake Polly back. I don't know how fight familiar
Yeah, no, I
works.
can feel you.
You
That's
should
fine.
be able to feel, yeah.
Well, just like, you need to be conscious.
Okay, I give my bee a little last instruction to like go just perch in a corner
Observe.
for just now.
Be the fly on the wall.
Be a literal fly on the
Okay.
wall. And then I snap out of it.
Okay, you are now surrounded by a tavern brawl.
What the fuck did you do?
Actually, nothing. Would you like to join in?
And at this point, somebody would get thrown towards the guy that had just stood up.
I'm gonna slide in and like kind of like block it, and as I get close to him, I'll mutter to him like, Tom watches those who watch themselves.
Okay.
And then just like slug the guy that got through him.
Short check or something like that. Okay.
Mhm.
Can you roll me an attack?
Yes.
See if you can hit the guy and deflect him enough.
Unarmed?
If you want to be. Are you drawing a blade?
For a
Oh, no,
tavern
no.
brawl?
This is just a tavern brawl. This would either be like unarmed or like a chair I'm hitting him with. But I think I'm just gonna go for a shoulder check.
How close are they to our table?
They're now right up against
Oh,
it.
cool. Then I'll punch someone.
Okay. Roll me an attack, please.
I wasn't going to go find the fight, but if they're gonna...
The fight comes to you.
Yeah.
Let's see how an unarmed attack goes.
Oh, I didn't even...
Nat 19.
Nice!
Okay, you definitely slug this person in the face and they go spiraling away from this guy that you've just come up to and said, pray, what did you say specifically?
Was
again?
it Torm watches those who watch themselves?
He would grin at you and then he's going to attempt to do something with the guy that you just slugged, but we'll do your attack first.
I didn't actually write down how to do it because I'm like, I'm never gonna punch anyone. I rolled a 17. What do I do with this?
What's your strength modifier?
-1.
Okay, so it's 17 minus 1 because I don't believe you're proficient in arm strikes.
probably
I think
not.
everybody is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
so 17 plus, so 19 to hit.
19 to hit
Nice.
definitely still hits, and then it's like 1 for your
Cool, I do odd damage.
damage. Yeah.
1 damage.
Somebody comes up to you and is like,
I'm gonna
a
still
fight
make
is
it
going on,
no.
and you just go, and they're like, oh, my nose, and stumble back
Fuck
a
off.
bit. Turns around, joins in the fight behind them, kind of thing. But you see the guy that you just helped would
Yeah.
step forwards, and he is going to pick up the guy that you just slugged and chuck him in the water.
Nice.
That's sort of in the open area in the
Oh
middle
yeah,
of the
there's
bar.
a big hole.
There's a big hole in the middle of the bar, and he's just chucked them in. There's a bush.
Can I try and like whisper to this guy like, I need to know where they were talking about going?
Why?
Why are you trusting this random guy?
Torm.
He owes me money.
He ain't got no money, mate. And he's going to move to the next one.
That's good, I like that.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Does Polly want to do anything, or is Polly just like,
I think that Polly kind of just pulls her chair back, like closer to the wall, and grabs Clifford
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
and
Yeah.
it holds him, and then just goes back to the bee, and it's like, well, there's so much noise. This is a very big distraction.
Okay.
And just continues with her investigation, knowing that if Clifford does anything naughty, she won't feel him
Yeah.
anymore,
Mhm.
so she can come back.
so yeah, you scoop Clifford up, and Clifford is quite happy to be scooped up at this point. He's watching everything, and you can kind of tell he's a bit scared. He doesn't really understand what's happening.
Little scratches, money scratches.
He licks your face.
Gross.
Mhm.
Going back to the bee, things have started moving upstairs. So,
Okay.
the guy that was leaning against the balcony has now moved into the room
Mm-hmm.
with the guy that was sat at the table. And they are quietly talking about the tavern brawl downstairs.
Okay.
Something's kicked off, boss. What do you want to do?
Oh, so the guy at the table was the boss?
Yes.
Mm.
In the room.
In the room, yes.
And balcony man is calling him boss.
Yes. Yes.
Are the two Kraken people fighting each other, or just is it
Maybe
just
that's
a
It's
just
general?
devolved a
started
bit
it.
now into just anybody within punching range.
Right.
Yeah. The person that you helped has moved to the next person
Mm-hmm.
and is gonna attempt the same thing and succeed and pick up another person and chuck them in the water.
Can I try and
Fun.
yeah? Can I like move so that the water pit is between me and somebody else? Oh, yeah, one of the krakens, one of
Yeah.
the bloody krakens. I want to rope dart him,
Mhm.
hike him across the gap,
Mhm.
dangle him over it, and say, "Where are you going?"
This is so
Okay.
not undercover.
It's not subtle in the slightest.
Okay.
I'll try and like kind of like.
No,
mutter
Adolin
into-
is, this is exactly what you
Yep.
would do. No judgment at all.
Okay,
This
so
is
what
perfect.
happens?
He's not made for
What
undercover
am I
work in
rolling?
that.
No, he
Um,
said please
Check
to the
the word
bartender.
grappling.
What
Acrobatics, acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
DC 15.
DC 15. They do not make it.
I'm gonna try and. So they're grappled, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and like hike them towards me, just kind of like big tug so they come flying across the gap.
That's contested
Athletics checks.
athletics check.
So I'm gonna get 25.
Okay, yeah, they got
Wow.
a 17, so yes. You hike them towards. They get kind of caught on the rope because
Mm.
there's a rope around this like centered bit, but with a bit of an extra like hike with that really good athletics roll, you do pull them over,
Mhm.
and they are now dangling down into the opening to the water.
Mhm.
And it's not very far to the water. It's only like 5 to 10 feet down to the water, so their toes are like splushing in the water a bit.
Am I holding west guy or south guy?
Does it matter?
Do you know what the differences between them are? They looked very similar.
Can I roll insight to see if I remembered?
Yeah, sure.
12.
Nah.
Okay.
Pirates.
Where are you going for the next job? I don't want to try and like be mean about it.
Roll me an intimidation
So
check.
mean.
I am too nice to be mean.
Grr.
That is a 0.
A 0.
That is a natural 1 on a -1.
Oh god.
Where are you going?
Yeah, his voice does absolutely crack.
I think the entire bar would pause at this as you sort of like, you mean to go like, where are you going? Like Batman voices, where are you going? Everyone just looks round at you like, what? Who let this child in?
Can I go help?
Everyone else goes back to brawling, but you can see that the person that you've been helping and is
Mhm.
like throwing people into the water would stop and just be looking at you.
I'm not sure I've ever rolled a 0 before.
What do you want to do to help?
Cool. Can I get the dagger, the bloody Kraken one, and
Yeah.
hold it and be like, answer his question?
You want to roll me an intimidation
Sure,
check?
I've got better than a -1. Cool. That's 11, which is slightly better.
Yeah, 11. Okay.
Get Clifford in on this.
This guy is like, he's dangling.
He is dangling, yes, but
He's dangling with a knife to his throat.
he's also a pirate.
Yeah.
And you could just squeak like a child at him.
Amazing.
He would be staring up at you. What do you want? I don't. What do you want?
Where are you going?
In the water, I presume.
That's really
On
good.
your next job, where are you headed?
Fuck you.
I drop him 6 inches and like catch him.
There's a lurch. Ah, fuck! Just drop me already.
I mean, no, like I just kind of like bounce him up and down the end of the rope.
Just drop the man. This isn't going anywhere.
He's definitely protesting, but not like he obviously can't really do anything.
Is he upside down? Can I kind of like wrap his ankle or something?
I am presuming he's not upside down.
Okay.
Because we were talking to him.
And
Yeah.
you might accidentally drown him.
I mean,
You just like dunk his head in the water a little bit and then pull him out.
Cool. Just waterboard this guy in below the arc.
Yeah, good
Crucial
people that you are.
I'll drop him.
Okay.
Just like,
I don't think that's how morals work. He's a pirate, so it doesn't count.
no.
That's the start of a grey area.
Adol's really learning stuff about himself.
You see that the brawl fight would eventually peter out as people are either like thrown over the rope into the water or sort of back off kind of thing. But the guy that helped you and you helped him is just sort of leaning against the rope, looking at you three, or looking at you two, not really.
I was
You're just in the corner with a
I just
dog.
pet the dog. It's fine.
Jumping back to your bee for a quick second. After there is the quick conversation of it's getting rowdy down there, boss. There's some of ours low, but some of ours. What do you want to do? And you can see the guy at the table. Nah, let's call it kind of thing. And they both get up and they're gonna the one that is being referred to as boss will put his hand on the other one's shoulder and they will wink out of existence.
Oh.
Gasp.
Magic.
Okay, so the boss got the other guy put his shoulder on the boss, or the other way around?
The boss put his hand on the lackey's shoulder.
So the boss is the magical one. Will
Mm.
Polly have heard of Dimension Door before?
Sorry?
Will Polly have heard of Dimension Door before?
Is it on your class spell list?
I don't know actually. I haven't seen it, but I don't know what level it is, so I don't know if I should have seen it.
It's a bard spell, but I think it's kind of high.
Is it 4th level?
It's 4th
I want
level.
to say yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember who gets it actually.
Maybe wizards definitely do.
Bards and wizards, yeah. I don't know past that.
Mm.
If it's on your class list, yes. Otherwise, I think you'd struggle to know it naturally.
That is understandable, yeah.
Particularly considering like your background and stuff.
Yeah. We think 4th level?
We think, yeah.
Yeah. It was whatever level we were when we were fighting the crystal dragon.
Oh, that's very
Not
You
something we
remember
was
that
gonna be.
very
Yes.
specific thing from like 5 years ago?
Yeah, no, I do not believe that I have it. So that means that I just be like, whoa, what sorcery is this?
Magic! Okay.
Yeah, no, Polly will know 2 things. Was that the only room up there?
Yes.
Okay. We'll think 2 things. That room is now unoccupied. But also
Magic.
so she'll snap out of it.
Okay.
And also tell her to come back to her.
Okay. Okay. What would you like to do?
Go
Can
back to the table to finish my drink.
I gesture to the guy and just like motion to like an empty table and kind of like, can I talk to you?
Hi. He'd head back to his table.
Okay.
You survived the fight.
I'm much better at fighting than I am at interrogating.
I bloody hope so. You are useless at that.
Why? Covered your back from the guy.
You certainly did something.
We might have a mutual friend.
This is where Polly comes in. She's like, "You must be Kyle. Hi. So nice to meet you."
He'd extend a hand and shake it with, "Aye. Which mutual friend?" Ah, you new recruits.
Contractors.
Yeah, alright.
We're trying to follow some bloody krakens.
Are you now?
Do you know what they're involved in at the moment?
Aye.
Can you tell us?
Sorry.
Since they won't.
I don't think he's going to be telling you much now he's in the drink.
No, that's a lost cause. Can I buy you a drink?
Aye, that sounds good. I presume you brought over Clifford as well?
Still holding him.
Clifford is not protesting. The mud is sliding off of him at
That's
this
fine.
point, so he is becoming blue again.
I keep on just messing him up with precipitation. Precipitation.
Okay. Do you want to come over and join
Yeah.
this conversation? Okay. So I think you'd be a bit surprised by the sudden people that just like form around him, from one person to 3 and a dog.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just sat there with his drink, just like, alright, so you work for Ursha.
Is it wise to be talking about the krakens in their den?
It's not their den,
Bar.
it's just a bar.
Yeah.
And they're all in the drink.
That's true.
Mm.
Except the two that I just saw disappear. The boss was upstairs, and now
Aye.
he's not.
Disappeared.
He seems like he's some sort of magic person.
He's a higher up, he's got stuff.
Do you know what could make a person disappear out of existence with their buddy?
Magic.
Yep.
Could you elaborate on that? I've gone that far, thank you so much.
It's not really my area.
Okay.
We're trying to follow them.
The Krakens.
Yes.
Where?
Exactly.
Depends where they're going, that's the issue.
Either south or west, but it might be west then south.
Oh.
Or one or the other. There really are so many options.
No, those are the two that they were arguing on. It's definitely those two. I just don't know which way round.
We think they've got a job on somewhere south and west, or west and south of Dusttown.
Aye.
That's most of Evergar.
Do you happen to know where?
Oh, yeah.
Could you
Fancy
elaborate?
telling us.
What would it take?
Do you want to help
With what?
With what?
with stopping them?
I assume that's why we've been hired, so.
I don't know why you've been hired.
I believe the letter of our job was just to find out information on them, but at the moment we're pretty sure they might have
They're a bit
murdered.
short-handed, so.
Yeah, they're surrounded, and they might have murdered a priestess, and we don't really approve of that sort of thing.
You murdered a priestess.
It's just a freedom,
Cliffnet.
Cliff Nook on the little
she's a
show.
laugh. Christ.
Yeah, she's more of a screamer nowadays.
No! Well. Shouldn't speak ill of the dead, mate.
It was when she was dead that she started screaming. Oh, as a ghost.
Ghost.
Sorry, she came back. There were signs of necromancy at the. She was dead.
You should lead with that next time, mate. Really doesn't cast you in a great light.
So
I love RPing somebody with negative charisma. It's so great.
Does it come easily to you?
Whoa.
I know that the Krakens are heading west. They have been south. I believe they're going south again.
But after they've been west.
There's enough of them that they might go at the same time.
Okay.
Are these two different
They were
places?
just on two different ships and that started the whole.
Right.
Seems like it.
They weren't arguing about a navigational issue to the same point.
How am I supposed to know?
You said you knew something.
I know where the bloody Krakens are going to be. I don't know where those idiots are going to be.
But they are Krakens.
Aye, and there's a lot of them.
Okay, where are the main gang gonna be? Where can we find the boss?
I will take you there if you help me.
With what?
I'm aware that they are planning a raid, and I don't have enough men to deal with that.
Okay.
But if you've already dealt with something, perhaps you'd be able to help me with this.
Sure. That actually seems very much aligned with our goals.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Shall we get heading then?
Why were we sent here if he already knows everything?
Because he's one guy and he's weird.
Our show did mention that, like, Kyle doesn't really interact directly with the Light Ravens. He does his own fucking thing.
Right.
Well, if this is what I think Tom would approve of this, so yes.
Let's do it.
He certainly hasn't said that he doesn't approve.
I did think that they were talking about Tom for a second.
Tom.
Our buddy Tom.
Tom.
Tom's pal.
Guy.
Our pal Tom.
Is he wearing like any religious symbol, or is it just the tattoos?
Just the tattoos. He doesn't have a, like, amulet or anything.
Okay. I think Adolin's would be quite prominent. Very well. We shall help you.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked.
Are we setting sail again?
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay.
Nice.
Adolin goes a little bit
Or
pale.
My own name instead of Kyle.
Ah, yes, Kai.
The secret contact is me!
It's been me all along. He would get up
Where are we going?
to the docks,
And after that?
to my ship.
Where's the ship going to be headed to?
Let's go on it and see.
Where are the Krakens going to raid?
If I tell you,
Hmm.
you might not get on the ship, right?
Can I maybe roll like an insight? Just check if he's like,
It's an adventure.
if being a dick and being coy is his personality, or if he's secretly got it out for us.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Well, thank you.
You want a 4?
Do I want a 4?
Can I help?
Roll?
Yes. Oh, you can roll your own.
If
you
I
want.
roll with the 4, I would have a whole 10.
Wow.
What do you get?
13.
13,
It's worse than my passive.
21.
21,
That's better.
19.
19. I think the two of you would know this is just how he is.
That's fair.
He's not. He's coy and annoying by nature, but he is not like actively trying to lead you into a trap. It would seem.
I'm still giving the side eye.
Hmm. You are a very unconventional follower of Torm.
Who's to say?
Yeah, what is it?
Most other
Um,
followers of Torm.
every other Knight of
Also
Ash I know.
Adolin, apparently.
Well, not all followers of Torm are Knights of Ash.
That's true.
I'm not.
That's
Adolin's small mind is blown a little bit.
Wow.
It was like the single kind of like pathway that he had in his mind of like, this is how you follow Torm, suddenly just explodes with a myriad of like ways to do it.
How else could I have done this?
In the back of his head, he's like, Joris, you fucking lied to me. Well, then I would be most interested to learn how you follow Torm.
By putting one foot in front of the other, brother.
We walk the path.
That's the one. Come on then. And he's starting to head out the bar.
Okay. Let's head it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, can we like raid the upstairs room just before we leave?
The bouncer's
Bouncer's
still there.
The bouncer is still at the bottom of the
Bouncer's
stairs.
still bouncing.
Oh, do we want to try and like?
We can go outside
Sneak
and
up?
like climb a wall or something.
That's true.
Depending on if it's on the sea.
I don't know if they.
Or the road.
It didn't seem
Hmm.
like they left anything of import, but my bee was not very focused.
Can I go outside and like if there's a window into that room, can I rope dart up to it, try and like throw out the sash, and then like go inside and have a quick look around?
It's in the middle of the street
Hmm.
with other people around.
Clifford.
What do you want to do, Clifford?
I don't know. He could blink up there. Do you think that he has better than
No.
-5 to investigation?
No.
He does.
He must do. That's the worst you could possibly get.
I don't think he'll be good at investigation.
Do you
I-
want to try?
Or could we make a distraction in the bar, and when the bouncer's not looking, I rope dart up to the balcony?
In the middle of the bar.
His investigation is -4.
That's better, but not very
Hmm.
good. I think it's probably not worth it. There's probably not going to be like a lot up there for us making a big show of it. Yeah.
Okay. So following Kyle, he would take you down to a slightly more reputable area of the docks, to a small ship. he would stand outside it with a grand gesture and say, "My ship, Sea Wing."
It's a better name than the last ship we were on.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that one's name?
Leaky tub.
Oh, it's a great name. That's a great name.
Yours is there.
Of course, but still a great name. And he would usher you up onto it. There would be 3 other people on the boat that are just sort of lounging around, but they would stand up as Kyle boards it and goes, "Right, let's go." And they sort of go, "Okay," and start pulling ropes and things like that, and generally getting the ship out of port.
Are they all sailors?
Yes, they all look like sailors, though they are quite heavily armed.
Cool.
The best kind of sailor.
Yes. You would see that like all of them have like crossbows and things like that slung across their backs, swords, daggers, the whole kit and caboodle. More than your average pirate or sailor, you would have said. The ship itself does not have any like weaponry either or anything like that.
Okay.
But Kyle would leave basically the shipping to these 3 people. It's quite a small boat, but it's quite fast as well. But he would draw up a barrel and plonk himself down on the deck as soon as you guys get out of Death Town and say, "Right,
Excellent.
so we're going to be heading to Snowport."
Snowport.
Yes.
Nice.
On Little Shark.
Wow.
Well, just that little
we
shark.
were just there.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, that is where you are
Like,
from.
is that where I live? This is my home.
And I knew
Really
that.
did not need to be so secretive about that.
I needed to get you out of Dust Town, didn't I?
We literally came from Little Shark this morning.
Well, I didn't know that.
You're a very strange
Sure.
man, Kyle.
You really
Hmm.
are.
Okay.
A non-boy.
Why are we going to Snowport?
So, there's a temple just a little way south of Snowport. A temple to Salute that I have heard that the Bloody Krakens are going to be raiding. And I want to get there before they raid it to try and help them out.
To fight off a ship full of bloody krakens?
I mean, I was going to go with a warning and then help that they could muster up enough people to fight off a ship full of Krakens,
Sounds fun.
which sounds like a better plan than one you just came up with.
Adolin would just. Yes. Very well. Snowport's on the far side of Little Shark, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
It's a little bit further to go.
it is, but the Sea Wing is much faster than the Leaky Tub, so this is only going to take 6 hours to
Sweet. Onwards.
That's going to get us there in like the middle of the night,
It's really
isn't it?
late.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Not in terms of like you'll have a point of exhaustion or anything like that, but in terms of it will be quite dark.
Okay. Cool.
But Kyle isn't one for stopping because of that.
Fair enough.
But it does mean that the course that you're taking will be going a lot further south in terms of the sea.
Gotcha. Very well. What can we expect when we get there?
A temple?
From Snowport or the temple or?
Or if the krakens appear to raid it or something. Oh.
Well, we have the option of Snowport, Temple, and Snowport and Temple with Kraken.
What was the question?
Adelin's very out of his depth at this point. he's thinking of like every kind of like mission he's gone on with the Knights of Ash, and thinking like they were all very simply explainable and laid out and that,
Yeah.
and this is
Not that.
not that at all.
We're following a rumour.
Following a rumor, this is the real world, and things about to get weird.
And people who worship Torm aren't always in the Knights of Ash.
I couldn't believe it either.
It's just, it's a lot for your tiny little brain.
You thought everyone that worshipped Tom was a Knight of Ash?
Well, not a Knight of Ash, but like all affiliated with the Order. They'll follow the same path. The Temple in Dust Town, the priests there are friendly and...
Aye, they're not Knights of Ash.
No,
Knights of Ash
they're
is
aware,
like-
they're aware of the Order.
They're aware of the
Thing.
Order, but
And we all walk the same path.
we all walk the path. It's not the same path. You and I have very different paths, brother.
Big day of revelation.
I'm guessing by your confused look, you've got a much longer path to walk than I do.
It's starting to feel that way. I think I need to have a word with someone. I think Adolin's gonna go and like try and find a quiet corner and just like zen out, meditate, and see if he can like contact Joris
Oh, okay.
as like a.
He can do that?
I don't know if he's gonna be able to reach him.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to talk to Kyle about specifically?
The man exhausts me. I can't do it.
Nothing specific. We can chat for a bit.
Okay.
And then if we're going south, I'm going to go just look at the sea for a while.
Oh, okay. So Kyle would tell you both that there's the temple just south of Snowport that he needs to get to because he thinks there's going to be a raid there soon and he wants to try and stop it and help out. But he's then going to go further south to the Diamond Dials
Right.
Oh.
because he
Okay.
thinks that the Bloody Krakens have either hit the mines or are going to hit the mines.
Okay.
Oh.
But he also is aware that the mines have stopped production.
Right.
There are no diamonds coming out of the diamond mines at this point in
That's
time.
not to say it's not other stuff.
There are only diamonds in the diamond mine? I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm just saying that we went to a temple that we thought was just maybe had a cleric alive or dead in it, and then all of a sudden there was also a cup that had been stolen. So
Okay.
like, who's to say what else the diamond mines may hold?
I suppose.
Maybe there's another dog there for us.
Are you like pest control or something?
We didn't start out that way, but it kind of feels like it.
You see Clifford's like shaking off all the mud at this point and like looking up at it, and Carl's just like, yeah. Continues the conversation.
I do collect a lot of bees.
Yeah.
Okay, you're trying to contact Joris.
Yeah.
Okay. Previous times that either Joris has contacted you or you've tried to contact him, it's either been you've been in a Temple of Torm, so he's tried to appear to you physically, or there's been like a reflective surface involved that you can kind of see him in. Do you have something like that, or do you want to try and find something like that on the ship?
Oh shit.
Just a
It's not
walk.
very reflective.
It is when it's flat.
It ain't flat very often.
I think he'd like consider like the kind of like the blade of the Bloody Kraken's knife as like finely polished and maybe nice and reflective, and then think, oh, that's a very bad omen. Let's not contact him through that.
Okay.
And just ask one of the crew for like a bowl and some water.
Okay.
And he just kind of like sits somewhere nice and still and just kind of like sit with that in his lap.
Okay. Roll me a d100, please.
Oakley dokley.
You got this.
You want to try and roll low.
76.
Oh, it was even higher. It was 79.
76.
Oh.
The full stop's there.
Oh, your glitters. Just
Right, so-
deceiving me. There you go.
So you take a minute to try and like relax and breathe into the meditational state, but the way that the ship is rocking, your bowl of water is not still enough.
Okay.
You can tell this.
Okay. They just get frustrated with it after a few minutes and like,
Just chuck a bowl of water overboard.
oh no, it's like if it's fresh water, I'm not throwing overboard. Probably take a drink of a bit of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a nice fresh water.
Yeah. And then you just kind of like go back to the gang and
Okay.
try and get more caught up on what to expect at Snowport and Temple.
Okay. You are staring out to the sea, Kai.
Yes.
Is there something in particular you're looking for?
Just assessing for a while.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
What does that mean?
Well, they don't know what they're looking for, so I don't know what I'm looking for.
Okay, so you're not looking for anything in particular?
Just anything out of the ordinary.
A nervous shark.
Checking in on the
Yes.
shark,
Yeah,
yeah.
how's the shark doing?
Roll me a perception check.
Cool. 50.
15. Okay, it's getting kind of dark, so it's hard to see. But I think after a few hours, and when you're out to like CC, and you and you would know the path that Kyle is taking with the Sea Wing. He's going a lot further south than Lee took. And that sense of like unease and cold and dread sets in again, and your stomach like tightens up without any like input from yourself. And watching the ocean, you can see there is a shape moving through it, starting to head towards the ship.
Cool, I'll tell them there's something coming.
Okay, the rest of the crew would start to swing to the edge and be like, what are you on about? There's nothing out here.
The big shadow is right there.
It would take them a minute, but then they would spot it.
Just...
And at this point, we're going to go into initiative.
Oh.
Would everyone please roll me initiative?
Oh
No,
my.
I refuse.
Then have fun sitting on the boat.
Babysit Clifford.
I really like these dice.
I'm going to put this down somewhere.
Ooh.
And
Oh,
our
that's
backup map.
This is cool.
Here is your ship.
Excellent.
Oh, the grid actually lines up really well.
Hmm.
I'm glad I did that.
Na 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 na. Okay. Rising out of the water is this grey head of a great white shark. And you can see that it is launching itself at the side of the ship. And as it does so, Kai, as you're like peering down at it, you can see these deep rends and like cuts down its sides, cutting deep into the shark's bodies. Its jaws clamp around down onto the side of the ship, and you can see these long red tendrils bursting out from its jaw that latch onto the ship and help it rip boards off.
What the hell?
And there's more of these tendrils protruding from the open wounds along its sides, as well as from its fins.
Good lord.
Its eyes are wide, and what would normally be deep black pits for sharks are bright red and frantic.
Is this like a cordyceps shark or something?
It's going nom nom nom.
Oh, it's this guy.
Yeah, say hello to Mr. Chompers.
Shark!
Chompers.
I have named him Mr. Chompers.
I love him. I can't kill him now.
And this thing's like sprouting like bits. And...
Yeah, so Mr. Chompers does not look exactly as I described because I could not get a miniature that looked exactly like the
That's
one
fair.
for this. So we have Mr. Chompers instead.
He's fearsome. I love him.
He's adorable.
Hmm.
Okay, where's my pen and paper?
Where is... I lost the spell.
Lost a spell.
What am I looking for?
I don't know how to answer that, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's right there. Is it
initiatives.
back?
20 and above.
21.
21. Okay, anything else?
18.
That's not above 20.
You said anything else?
Okay. Okay, 18. What did you get?
8.
8. Okay. Oh, this is
It's a good spread.
Nice one.
I think I gave Isla 2, so if I could just get one of those pens, that'd be really helpful.
Ah.
Thank you. I'm going to need to briefly
Oh, should
wash my
I?
fingers.
How long into our ship sailing are we when this happened?
3 hours?
Okay, never mind. I was going to ask if I should roll initiative for my familiar, but it is retired to the bag after 2 hours.
Your tiny little bee going up against a great white shark.
Do
Listen,
we want the
I
shark to
had
have
some
an
cool
initiative
ideas.
of 4?
that would be pretty great actually.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
it's not bad.
Right.
Oh, God.
You have roused us all in time to
Mm-hmm.
like see what's what.
Ah, sorry. Holly, and then it was Kai.
So organized.
And then it was Adolin.
Yes. What do you think?
Will you
Beautiful.
place your miniatures onto the board? Clifford.
Say I'm
Clifford!
near the shark.
Yes.
Go, like,
You can be as close as you want.
I'd be like here. That looks like a good stand.
Damn, that was a good roll.
You were in a little corner for nice quiet contemplation.
Yep.
I'll be, I don't know, chilling here with Clifford.
Clifford.
We're just having a nice time.
Okay. So first up is Polly then. So there is this It is.
Oh.
It is.
The shark rolled a 4.
The shark rolls a 4. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay. There is this very large, disgusting-looking shark smashing itself into the side of the ship that you are currently sailing.
That's horrific.
Hmm.
I don't care for it. I'm a little scared.
What would you like to do?
Don't like the shark.
I will. Oh my goodness. No, I can't do that. That's very silly. It's too early for silly maneuvers.
Yeah, the very first go.
This thing is going to be pretty much in the water the entire time, and I am not very good when it comes to ranged stuff. Although I have a bow. I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do it and give Adolin a nudge and be like, hey, get up. We need you.
Get up.
Just like be poking you aggressively in the shoulder, and during one of those aggressive pokes I will cast haste on you.
Haste?
Yes.
Oh wow!
So you know the drill with haste.
Hell yeah!
We can try and get this done hastily. So yeah, you've got your +2 to AC. I think is definitely one of the things, and you get your advantage on dex, and also your extra action that can be used to attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Time slows down for Adolin on one of these.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm
Go.
concentrating on that now. Yes, I need to remember.
Anything else?
Magic stone as a bonus action. Because why the fuck not?
Awesome.
I will throw some rocks at this thing.
In which case it is now Kai.
I cast Mind Sliver.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
What does Mind Sliver do again?
Some psychic damage, and then it has to take something off its next save, so then I can do a better spell next time.
Amazing.
Okay.
So intelligence save.
Intelligence. Oh, okay.
Is it a really smart shark?
Haha.
No, it is not. It is not
Cool.
a smart shark.
It's not smart.
The dice is stuck. There you go. Cool, it takes 2 damage
Okay.
and has to take a d4 of its next save.
A D4 of its next save. Please remind me
Yeah.
about that when that happens.
And then I'll give a bardic to Adolin.
With your new abilities as a bard,
Yeah.
your extra special bardics.
Next up is Clifford.
How you doing, Clifford?
Clifford is going to panic slightly,
No, it's okay, baby.
but he is going to move to Adolin. And he's
That's
going
Kai.
to... Is that Kai? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll move to Kai then.
Cool.
And he will give you the help action.
Oh, cool.
He's such a
That's
good boy.
the least useful person to give it to. He doesn't know
He's
that.
doing his best.
He's trying. And it is now Adolin.
Oh wow. Sorry. that's
You've
all
got a million things now.
much
Yeah.
further down the list.
Well, there's only the 4 of us.
I love the fact that Kyle is like, you fucking figure this out.
Steering my ship.
Where's this heavily armed crew?
Steering the ship.
They all have one finger.
There's only like
Steering
3 of
the
them.
wheel.
They have to steer. They all have to do
very
the sails
busy.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
We don't want to share our XP with them.
The balance of the encounter, they are being mechanical aspects of steering
Yeah.
the ship.
Cool.
Adolin is. He would have been like in the kind of process of like wake up, and going to cast Zephyr Strike on himself with his bonus action, which like speeds things up as well.
Wow! Oh my god.
And I think with haste I'm gonna have like a movement speed of 9 feet. This is gonna be great.
This is so
Doing
ridiculous.
laps of the ship.
Wait until we do this not on a
This is the
boat.
tiniest ship you could
Yeah.
possibly have done this on.
Wait until we're not on a boat and we do this.
Yeah.
We're gonna be unstoppable.
And he's just seeing that these kind of tendrils like lashing out onto the ship. He's just gonna draw his rapier and gun it towards the El Sharko.
Stand in the space in front of Clifford if you want.
I think he'd climb the stairs to like kind of the rear platform, and he's gonna lay into it with 3 attacks.
Go for it.
As a level 5 ranger, I got extra attack.
Okay.
Pew pew pew.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
Zephyr Strike gives me advantage on one of them, so I'm going to spend it on this one. And that's going to be an 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And that's going to do.
What kind of damage?
This is going to be a mixture of piercing and force.
Cool, that's fine.
Piercing, force, and
Continue.
I'm going to. I only get 2 of these. And this is a weird thing. He's not.
Decisions.
He's going to do favourite foe on it because he's never seen this thing before.
Okay.
So he's going to spend favourite foe as well to tag it. So that first attack is going to do 6, 8, 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Second attack.
Yep.
He's going to be a 13.
A 13 will hit.
13 will hit.
Ooh,
Smashing. For total of 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage, okay.
And third attack with the haste action is going to be a natural 20.
Very nice.
Amazing.
Weapon, favourite foe, and can I do anything like with the Bardic Inspiration die? Can I do that? Can I use that for damage?
I think you can, but I think you have to have already like
Spent it.
spent it. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you use the bardic, and then your next attack deals extra.
Smashing. Okay. Oh, that was bad. 3,
That's
6,
good.
9, 13 points of damage on that hit.
Excellent.
Is it not double?
That's the double dice.
Oh.
I rolled twice as
Oh,
many
right, I
dice.
see, I see.
Favorite foe. Yeah.
Everything?
The checklist is done.
The checklist. Yeah. And. Oh, do I get any read on damage resistances, immunities, or vulnerabilities from this creature when I tag it with favorite foe?
Yes. Run through that list again, please. Sorry.
Damage, vulnerabilities, resistances, and immunities.
Okay, it's not vulnerable to anything.
Yep.
It is immune to psychic damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so I didn't do damage to it.
Mine sliver did psychic damage.
Oh, it's mine says
Yeah,
psychic
so that, I
damage.
think that was a 2 that I
2
rolled.
damage,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
It has 2 more HP.
Oh no!
Cool. Call that out. You probably clocked that by the fact your spell seemed to go through and did nothing, but
No.
cool. Yeah, that is. I'm gonna pull my position here in front of the shark.
Okay. The shark is going to do 2 things.
Oh no.
First thing it's going to do is it's going to try and take a bite of the ship,
Oh no.
Okay.
which it will hit.
Oh no.
The second thing it's going to do is you would all hear this horrific screech
We forgot your
in your
place
mind.
Oh no.
And I need you all to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Okay. It's bad. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, you're fine.
11.
11?
Natural 20 for 22.
7.
7. Okay, you two have failed.
What?
So you will take full damage.
What do you mean we failed?
As you take some psychic damage.
At least it's only damage, nothing else.
It is only damage.
Cool.
I am concentrating on a spell, so this is a bit of a problem.
Ah.
Okay, I will roll the damage for that in just a second. Sorry, I'm just doing a different bit of maths.
So many numbers.
I know, I don't like it.
You chose this game,
Yeah.
Alex.
I know.
I suggested Dread. There's just Jenga blocks in that game.
Okay. Ooh, Christ. 17 points of psychic damage,
Okay, so I just need to go fast.
which will be half for you.
17 down to 8.
Roll down, yeah.
I lost concentration on my spell. I'm so sorry, Adolin. Fucking hell, that's 3 in a row.
That's 3 twice in a row. That was the concentration for Zephyr Strike. So haste drops.
Haste drops.
I don't get my next turn.
You're gonna get sluggish. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Forgive me. That's why I stay far away. I didn't know.
Thank you for doing the right thing.
Evil thing.
You still have like dash and stuff.
Oh, Clifford.
Yeah, I'll double check what I
Clifford.
don't get from haste.
Clifford has no hit points.
Where is Clifford?
Why would you give us this duck just to kill him?
Clifford's fine.
Wow, good for him.
Yes, Clifford is okay. We're alright.
Can't move or take actions.
Yeah.
God.
No, I'm good.
That sucks.
Why? What?
When haste ends,
It's like a caffeine crash.
yeah,
Oh.
you cannot
Yeah.
move or take actions until after your next turn.
Oh.
So I'm swaying in front of the shark now.
Yeah.
Yep. And it is now Polly's go.
Adolin, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I fucking. I guess I. I'm thinking about it. No, I throw a rock at it.
Okay, throw me a rock.
Who wants a giant bee when you can throw a rock?
Throw a rock.
Yeah, that's a plus. Motherfucker, what is my? It's a spellcasting modifier. That's
Yeah.
what it is. So that's 13 to hit.
That hits.
Nice. Okay, and it's just a d6.
Okay.
Plus 3. That's 7 points of damage.
Okay.
The end.
Okay.
The end.
Kai.
I cast Shatter. So that it hits the shark but not the ship.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Con save minus a d4.
Con save minus
Yes.
D4.
Mm-hmm. Who rolls a d4? You roll a d4?
I don't know. Presumably you.
I'm gonna roll it. I think that makes sense. But do you want me to tell you what was on it?
Of course.
That's fine.
2 on the D4.
Cool.
It's still a 20 overall.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So it takes like half damage, right?
Yeah.
Do you have something else you can do with it?
Silvery bar.
Oh.
Do you want
Yeah. Yeah.
Go
So I'm
for it.
rolling
Roll
another
another
die.
d20.
Okay.
But it's still -2, right?
Yes.
Still with minus 2.
That would fail.
Cool.
Yes. Silvery barbs.
Worth it.
So that's your reaction spent, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. What
That's
kind of damage?
so jingly.
This is
Mm.
thunder. I was holding 2 metal dice.
Mm.
So that's 17 damage and is pushed 10 feet away.
17 damage.
Amazing.
17 thunder
Whee.
damage. 5. 10, I think.
That
Yes.
was diagonally only 5.
I suppose. It'll
Go away.
Make it farther away from us, Alex.
there.
Let's get it.
Now I can't bite the boat again.
How much damage, sir?
That was 17.
17 points of damage. Awesome.
Level 2.
What the fuck? How do you do this again?
How do you do maths?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just made us do a take away 17. It was very hard. Take away 20 and then add 3.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Anything else, Kai?
Twitch when you gave that little hack.
Anything else, Kai?
Oh, Bardic?
Thank you.
Okay.
I will do something with this.
Clifford is going to snuzzle you.
Aww.
It's not going to do any help, I'm afraid, but
No.
it's quite nice.
I feel better for it. Thank you.
It is now your go.
And I can do nothing.
You can do nothing.
Which is actually okay because the shark's not next to us.
Yeah.
The Sharkoid is now going to take its turn.
Mm-hmm.
It does move faster than the ship.
Oh.
So it
So
is
it can
going to
catch up.
smash back into the side here.
What the?
And it's going to take a lunge at Adolin.
Bring it. No, wait. I don't want you to bring it.
You're not prone or anything, are you? You just sort of... You're not
No.
stunned or anything, are you?
No, I'm back to normal now.
Okay. That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay.
I really should be using mage armor. It only adds 1, but it would be handy.
And can you make me a charisma saving throw, please?
Oh dear.
Charisma saving throw.
This is weird.
What?
Is this your patron that we're up against?
Don't think so.
Charisma.
Weird shark.
What is your bardic inspiration dice? Is it a D6?
It's something. Yeah, it's a d6. Yeah.
Cool. I'm probably going to need that because -1.
I keep on thinking you're a paladin, so I'm like, why is your charisma so low?
Because I'm not actually a paladin. 12.
12.
Charisma saves are weird. This is like, that's banishment, that's...
It could be all sorts.
You're taking a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. It could be worse.
As well as 25 points
It got worse.
of piercing damage.
25!
Fucking hell. Oh my god.
I am bloodied. Like,
And
instantly bloodied.
It is going to take its second attack.
Oh my god!
When did it come back?
And it will hit.
Not my ship! Stop biting holes in my ship.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh god. Keep shattering this thing and like blasting it off the ship. Oh, and level of exhaustion as well.
Okay. And that is its turn. Polly, it is your go.
I am going to see that Adolin is in a fucking state, and I'm going to run up next to him and tap him on the shoulder again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do the thing with the haste and have it just go away again. And I'll cast Cure Wounds on you.
Oh, bless you.
I'll do it at a 2nd level. So that's 2d8. I mean, it's almost, it's the second worst I could have rolled.
Plus your wisdom, so
6. Forgive me.
I'm not bloodied anymore.
Hey!
I did that.
Anything else, Polly?
No. I could, I'm quite far away. How much did I move there? I might use the inspiration that I got given to run away again.
The bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
That's a thing, right? That's
Yeah.
how it works. I'm allowed to dash.
A creature that has a bardic inspiration die from you can use a bonus action on their turn to roll the die, dash, and disengage.
Bonkers. I'm not in its melee, so the disengage thing is not really a thing I need to worry about. I don't think. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make some distance. I'll go back to where I was.
Okay.
Roll.
You have to roll the d6.
3, 4, 5, 6. D6.
And remember the
1. And then add the damage next time.
You add half the damage to your next attack.
It's always a minimum of 1.
Okay.
Cool.
Mm.
You add 1.
Sweet.
Okay.
I'll remember that.
Kai.
How ranged are you?
I can do ranged.
What might called him a ranger?
True.
Yeah. I haven't technically sold that longbow yet, but like I can't multi-attack with a
I
crossbow.
can cast Cause Fear, but I'm not sure if that's a long-term solution because it just chases it away for a while.
If this thing
it
doesn't
worked.
have like issues with psychic damage, then there is a possibility that it won't be able to be frightened.
True.
But I don't know.
True.
I mean, it's fucking terrifying.
I make a tentacle.
Okay, where
Oh,
do we make
yes.
a tentacle?
In the sea, because that'll look cool.
Can you
Okay.
put it far enough away to flank the shark?
I thought we established it can't flank last time.
It
Because
can.
It can
it
benefit,
can benefit
from
from flanking,
Yeah.
but it can't provide flanking because it's like
Yeah,
ethereal.
but it could still get advantage from positioning.
It could. If you're putting it in the middle of the sea, what kind of movement does it have? Because it will get left behind.
Oh yeah, that's true. Can you put it on the shark?
You can put it on the side of the ship.
Oh, good point. It can move 30 feet. How fast are we
The
going?
ship's going at
Cool.
40 feet.
I'll put it on the ship.
Okay. Yeah, it can be like stuck to the side of the ship if you want to like just sit and whip out at it.
Okay, and then I make a melee spell attack.
Awesome. Go for it.
15?
Yes.
Cool. And that does
What kind of damage?
4 cold damage.
4 cold damage.
Oh, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the end of
Ooh.
my next turn.
Your
Ooh.
next turn. Okay.
It's still very fast, but could maybe have it slow down a little.
I think that was just a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah, it says it's a bonus action to make the tentacle, and then when you create the tentacle, you can make a melee spell attack.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I can do another
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah. Action.
Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
Hell
A
yes.
classic.
Why did I roll a d8?
Yeah.
13.
Yes.
Hmm.
Cool. D10 plus 3.
You get 2 blasts at level 5.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm not level 5.
Oh my
I am level 2.
Cantrips level with your overall
Oh,
level. So
then yes.
you are level 5 caster. Yeah.
do I get to?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, additional beam. Okay. I'll do this one first.
Okay.
That is 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay.
And then, another 13 to hit.
Yep.
Nice. So many 13s.
That is cocked. 10 damage.
10 damage. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
Eldritch
Oh wait, no,
Blast.
13.
13. Oh, the plus 3, of course.
13, okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Agonizing Blast?
Yes.
Agonizing Blast.
It's just a really good invocation.
It's just good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
It is Clifford's turn.
Clifford!
Clifford is going to steal himself up behind you, Adolin, and push you up to your feet and try and help you.
Aw.
So you have the help action from Clifford.
Bless you, Clifford.
Because Clifford doesn't want to get near to this thing.
That's very reasonable.
Understandable. Hmm. Is that Clifford's turn?
Yes. So it is now Adolin's turn.
Smashing.
Kill it.
Clear my head from all the fuzz of stuff.
Everything.
I'm going to make both my attacks this turn with advantage. One from Clifford and his help, and one from Zephyr Strike. So,
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I in no way used his help action.
He didn't know.
Yeah.
He tried.
stab 1
Ooh.
is going to be an 18.
Yep.
And stab 2 is going to be a 22.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Damage and 4. And one of them gets a second d8. So, attack 1 does 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And the second one does.
Ooh.
It's more like that. 13 points of damage.
Okay.
How's this thing looking at this point?
Disgusting. There are a lot of holes in it at this point now.
Wow, that's something.
Just like hacking through tentacles attached to the ship.
Yeah, like these
Roll.
tentacles are like wrapping themselves around boards and things like that and trying to rip them off and things. So like this thing is destroying the ship slowly.
How's this ship looking?
It's fine. It's got a few boards
Okay.
missing. Kyle is annoyed, but not overly worried at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna pet Clifford and say thank you very much. Good dog. Good dog. I don't fancy taking another bite.
Okay.
And with Zephyr Strike, I don't take opportunity attacks either.
Okay.
So I'm gonna fall back a ways, and like vault railing or something.
Okay.
Just gonna like hunker down behind Clifford and catch my breath.
Hi, behind the dog.
And tell him to be careful. Yeah.
Okay. And you're hiding behind the puppy.
I'm just falling back from the shark. I'm quite hurt.
Okay, it is now the shark's turn, and for a lack of a target, it's going to go for the ship.
Oh dear. It's fine.
Based on the damage it did to me last time, it could have downed me
Yes,
if it
absolutely.
bit me
for
again.
sure, especially with 2 attacks.
No.
I don't want to be eaten
That's
by the
very-
evil shark.
Very reasonable.
I mean, that's fair.
Weird psychic shark. Alex doing the maths is like, does the bow sink?
It looks alright at the moment, to be honest.
Oh, good.
That's the shark's turn. Polly? It has cleaved another few holes into the side of the ship.
I throw a rock at it.
Okay.
My god, I will throw all the rocks until it's down. That's another 13.
That hits.
I can roll nothing but 13s. So I have already got a +1 to this because of Kai. So that's 3 plus 3 plus 1, 7. 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Bonk with a rock.
Anything else?
I'm gonna move up over here. Purely just because I don't know how it got all of us, and I don't know if it's some
That's
sort
the
of
point.
like.
It fully bit me and I did not move.
Yeah. So I'm trying to spread it out so that hopefully we don't make a.
It doesn't bit me.
Oh, it did something that we had to do a save.
Yes.
Mm.
So I spread it out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Kai.
Tentacle goes whap.
Whap.
What?
Nat 20.
Hell
Better
yeah.
Yes. Double whap. Whappity whap.
2. 13 cold damage. And its
Nice.
speed is reduced again.
Okay.
Mmm. Chili shark.
So still just by 10 feet. It doesn't stack.
Okay.
Mm.
Doing it? Just do.
Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic. You get
Yeah.
2 attacks with
Yeah.
it. That's really good.
Play the same sound.
13 and more than 13.
Okay.
A whole 4
Okay.
and then a whole 7.
Nice.
Ooh,
Mm.
that is just enough.
Oh.
Yes.
Holy
So
shit.
you reach down over the side of the sea wing. How would you like to do this?
Hmm. Does it still have the weird red blech?
Like the tentacles and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can my nice blue tentacle rip out the red tentacles?
Oh,
Yes.
gross.
Latching
That's
around them
awesome.
in its mouth and
Nice.
then just ripping it out as a lot of the insides of the shark comes out as well. And I will have Mr. Chompers back, thank you.
Sorry, shark friend.
And you see its ripped apart body begin to sink slowly into the sea.
Awkward.
Mm.
Wow. I wonder where that came from. It was really gross and creepy.
And Kyle will be like, what the god was that?
Evil shark.
I was hoping it wasn't an ice shark.
Aren't all sharks like that?
No!
Normally don't have the red tentacles.
They don't?
No.
Oh, and you can't hear them in your mind?
No, what?
Was that not the first thing you did? Was like a psychic?
Scream in our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, normally not.
Oh. How unusual.
Oh dear, that's what the book could have looked like.
Ah.
Hmm. Hmm? Polly's over there.
Polly ran away even further. Yes, Kyle would be incredibly disturbed by what this thing was. Christ, we better get to. Oh, I keep doing that, don't I? By the gods, we better get to Snowport quick!
That was bigger than a harpy.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, I knew that wasn't a normal shark, but that's certainly not a common occurrence in these waters.
No?
No, you've
No.
never seen anything like this before.
Thank goodness you spotted it so quickly, Kai.
I was looking for the missing fish. I was looking for a lack of fish.
Oh, okay. And then you found an unfortunate presence of,
Yes.
of bad fish.
Yes.
The fish gone real bad.
Maybe they're related.
Maybe.
my god.
That would make a lot of sense.
So you've got another few hours before you get to Snowport.
I would like to short rest, please.
You can.
I will do the same.
Yeah.
But I don't actually need to. Can you short rest if you don't need? If you've not think I need? Oh no, never mind.
Sorry, what?
What?
There was a coherent sentence in my head, but it
did not come
didn't
in.
cooperate. So
Okay.
it's fine. It's
I
fine.
think at this point we will take another 10-minute break. Just for comfort, and people can roll their hit die and stuff during that.
Sounds good.
So we will
short
be
rest. We'll still
back
short rest.
Yeah.
to continue the adventures of Hell and Highwater. We will see you then.